it'll be a great night just to catch up, relax, and you know, as a swimmer, actually get to dress up and look normal.
And then a chance to see lots of people from all around different parts of swimming and have a good evening with them.
The awards ceremony was fantastic, with most people turned out ever, so years to come it's just going to get bigger and bigger. Finally, the wait is over.
Looking for the perfect present this Christmas? Get a whopping 40% off official Scottish Swimming merchandise. Simply go to shop.scottishswimming.com for a range of t-shirts, hoodies and vests.
Tickets for the Scottish Gas National Open Swimming Championships are on sale now.
The wait is over.
Buy your tickets at ticketmaster.co.uk/Scottish Swimming or phone 08 444 999 990.
Come down to the Tallcross International Swimming Centre to come see me and more than 700 other swimmers compete.
The Scottish Gas National Open Swimming Championships, Tallcross International Swimming Centre, 3rd to the 6th of April 2014.
8 events of 50 metres free. Hello there, welcome to the magnificent Royal Commonwealth Pool for the first session of the Scottish National Short Course Championships of 2013. I have with me Andy Maver, who was, of course, a British international, Scottish international, butterfly record holder, and will be commentating right through the meet. This morning's session starts with the 50 metres freestyle, all very frantic. 3 favourites, Andrew Weatherant, Kieran McGuckin and Richard Schaefers. This event, the Short Course Championship, the last of the short course events, really leading into the very, very important 2014 Commonwealth Games year. Real racing going on. These sort of times they're going to produce here are the kinds of times they'll be wanting to reproduce next year long course. So the very first of 7 heats of this event, and I'll give you the names of the swimmers as soon as we've started the race. I have to follow the referee and the start signal. Andy Maver is with me. Andy, a Scottish and British international, swam in the Commonwealth Games in Delhi and was the Scottish 200 and 100 butterfly record holder. Swam for 8 years as an international. Very first event then, the men's 50 metres freestyle. Probably the swimmer was looking for something like 23 seconds to make the final. Favourites would be Andrew Weatherett from Loughborough, Kieran McGuckin from Edinburgh University and Richard Schaefers from Edinburgh University. So up on the scoreboard goes the first names of the swimmers in this first heat. You see how magnificent the pool is now. We now have the pool configured. Could have actually 4 pools of 25 metres. The main pool here is divided. So here we go with this first race, the first heat of 7. And the swimmers in this first heat all swimming times or entering times around about 24.7 to 25.1. There's really nothing in it between these swimmers. This very first event, the fastest one in the program, 50 metres freestyle. The next weekend in Glasgow, in the newly redeveloped pool at Tollcross, will be the dual meet between the USA and Europe. That will be really the last of the short course events. Here we go then, the very first heat. So swimmers 1 Chris Ferguson, 2 Ross Leslie, 3 Craig Rodgie, 4 Kieran Johnson, 5 Alex Thompson, 6 Morgan Berryman, 7 Callum Chappie and 8 Ross Geddes.
Yeah, we've got Kieran Johnson looking really good in this first heat here, obviously really wanting to spearhead this heat, and he's touching home in a 24.25 there, so a fantastic open to that meet there. Half a second PB, it's looking on paper there, so great.
So first was Chris Ferguson, 25.27, second Ross Leslie, 24.55, and third Craig Rodgie, 25.86.
Improvement on the central time for Kieran there. So get us going.
So moving to the second of 7 heats. In second heat, in lane 1, Paul Adamson, 2 Jack Sharanek, 3 Alec Forsyth, 4 Kieran Brand, 5 Gavin Hagerwood, 6 Robert Bryce, 7 Callum McGregor and 8 Jordan Lamb.
Fantastic, we're catching them again at the turn here. We've got a great swim coming out of lane 5 here, so Gavin Hagerwood from Gary, which is going to be a really good swim out again. And fantastic on the touch there, 23.8. So far today we're seeing some really fast racing from these heats, and that's what we're going to want to make sure that we make it back to these evening swims.
So you can see there in first place was Gavin Hagerwood, Jordan Lamb, and in third was Kieran Brand. 23.82 the winning time. So moving up to heat number 3 of 7 heats. Lane 1 is Ian Phillips, 2 Stephen Gibb, 3 Alistair Wright, 4 Aaron Law, 5 Dale Wellstead, 6 Felix Gifford, 7 Danny Kirkham and 8 Stephen Lamb.
That was a fantastic start from lane 3 on Alistair Wright. He really opened up in that sprint there from the start, and he's holding this all the way through here. Head down for the last 5. It's going to be all about spotting the finish. 23.4, that's the quickest we've seen yet, so that's great racing.
So there the winning time from Alistair Wright from Derwent side. His time 23.49. Second was Dale Wellstead from Warrender, 24.16, and third was Stephen Gibb. Stephen Gibb's time 24.21.
Yeah.
So now heat 4, 1 is Callum Shaw, 2 Zach Dawson, 3 Ian Rilrick, 4 Graham Hunter, 5 Rory Kirkwood, 6 Ewan Govan, 7 Eddie Watson and 8 Ewan Simpson.
Oh, we've got a real blanket finish on this one coming in now. This is the closest race we've had. And that was so tight on the finish, looking like lane 5 won that, but that was really even all across there as we were coming into that finish.
So in first was Rory Kirkwood, 23.28.84, 2 Zach Dawson, 23.93, and Ian Eric was in third place. Fifth heat, 1 Craig McLean, 2 Alfie Howes, 3 Simran Wilkes, 4 Richard Schaefers, 5 Alistair Sterling, 6 Daniel Scott, 7 Greg Watson, and 8 Ewan Christie.
And yeah, we've got Richard Schaefers really taking command of this one, which is what we'd expect on paper, and he's looking really strong into the finish here.
He takes it pretty comfortably, 21.99. Nice work, in fact, just 1/100th away from the Scottish record there, so that goes really well.
And the official result is Richard Schaefers 21.99, 2 Daniel Scott 22.65, and 3rd Alistair Sterling. Sixth heat, lane 1, Dale McNeish, 2 Ewan Dunbar, 3 Duncan Scott, 4 Kieran McGuckin, 5 Jack Thorpe, 6 Suleiman Butt, 7 Callum Bain, and 8 Mark Campbell.
Again, we've got some top racing coming out of here, and it's looking like lane 5 is really taking hold of this one. So we've got Jack, who's going to be finishing on. Oh, that's really quick racing. We're starting to see a real good final putting itself together now. Especially with Richard Schaefers being so close to his own record in the last heat, this is looking like it's going to be fast.
Jack Thorpe first, 22.43, second Kieran McGuckin, and third Duncan Scott, 23.09.
And that is a new Scottish junior record for Duncan Scott. Our first record on the championships. We didn't have long to wait. Well done, Duncan.
Seventh and final heat, lane 1, Jack Ness, 2 Owen Morgan, 3 Rory Lamont, 4 Andrew Weatheritt, 5 Jamie Graham, 6 Matthew Parks, 7 Jordan Hughes, and 8 Jack Holroyd.
Yeah, this is going to be good racing. It's looking like the oldest man in the field, Owen Morgan's looking good for this one in lane 2.
Here comes Weatheritt now to challenge him in the latter stages, and it's close. But it was Morgan who takes it 22.20. So we're going to have an absolutely cracking final, I think, this evening.
Official result first with a super time there, 22.2 Owen Morgan, second Andy Weatheritt, 22.4, and third Jamie Graham. Now the next event is to the women, and we go 100 metres breaststroke, and we have 7 heats. 2 lengths of the pool. Favourites here would be Catherine Johnson and Corey Scott. Sadly, Kerry Buchan has had to withdraw.
So we slightly less frantic this one. 4 lengths of the pool. So we just scrolling through the results.
Looking really, really good through that first event. When we look back down that list, Richard Schaefers looking on real great form, 21.99. He was 100th of a second off his Scottish record there, so that's looking really strong for tonight. Owen Morgan also showing that at 29 he can still race really fast, so I think that for a 50, start, turn and finish, it's going to be explosive racing. Could be anybody's tonight.
Now in this second event, the women's 100 breaststroke, probably the 2 favourites would be Catherine Johnson from Edinburgh University and Corey Scott, also at University at Edinburgh. Sadly, Kerry Buchan has had to withdraw. First heat. Lane 1, Lucy Allen, 2 Heather Lease, 3 Katie McKenzie, 4 Anya Reid, 5 Anne Cook, 6 Christy Johnson, 7 Lorna Blair, and 8 Charlotte Duff.
So looking onto this racing, quite a change in pace from the 50 freestyle that we started with the men's. With the breaststroke now, we're going to be watching such a longer stroke now with these girls. And the interesting thing with breaststroke is always the different styles that can make up this stroke. So we're going to see a lot of different strokes rolling through this event, and let's see who's going to be touching first at the turn. We've got Christine Johnson from Gary, so swimming out of a really strong team, obviously the base of Hannah Miley. So it'll be an interesting second half of this race.
Yeah, this short course breaststroke very much about starts and turns, just fixing on getting this full stroke into the turn. It's really a short course kind of event, last major short course event of the year.
So as we come into this final finish here, it's looking like Christy Johnson's still holding on to this now, but the rest of the field's coming back. Ooh, lane 4 has just taken that, Anya Reid, which is a fantastic finish, and it's also already showing how important it is to spot that finish, isn't it?
And the result: in first place Anya Reid, second was Chris Johnson, and third was Katie McKenzie.
Just 2 numbers behind her, Katie McKenzie, 1:18.50.
In the second heat, lane 1 Elsa Timney, 2 is Francesca Christopherson, 3 is Katie McIntyre, 4 Leedy Abry, 5 is Katie Donald, 6 Katie Robertson, 7 Laura Harrison, and 8 Meg Patterson.
So the importance again watching on these turns is making sure that these swimmers are planting both hands firmly on the wall, making sure they're getting a good contact so they can get a real good bounce off into that underwater phase. As we watch them coming in, it's going to be hard to spot who's leading at this turn. Looking like lane 2 is looking like she's getting out really well into this, so Francesca Christopherson is looking really good, and that was a great breakout. Really stretching down this third 25. And she's still touching first going into that third turn. Real nice glide on the underwater pool, and a great breakout again. That's what's going to really set her apart from the field on this one. Here she comes into the finish now. Can she hold it through in these last 5? Oh, fantastic spot on the wall, but just taken on the edge by Katie Robinson, it would seem. But brilliant racing.
And the official result: Katie Robertson 1:16.2. Second was Francesca Christopherson, and third third heat, lane 1 Claire Nixon, 2 is Connie Mackay, 3 Olivia Jackson, 4 Victoria Reid, 5 Lucy Walkup, 6 Shona Johnston, 7 Kate Fraser, and 8 Eve Thompson.
Really explosive start to this heat here. Lucy Walkup looking really good down this first 50. A real short stroke, really powering forward at the moment. Really important getting that whip kick at the end as well. Driving forward into this turn. Looking good onto the wall. 34.7 at that turn. Let's see if she can hold it together in the second half. She's going to come under fire from a couple of the other girls, I think.
She's certainly pushing it on. 3 Olivia Jackson also going well. So let's see if Lucy can improve on that time that she sat in Sheffield. She's still going well, still has the edge, being pushed though by Olivia Jackson.
She's looking really strong in this final part though, Charlie. This is looking good.
Just check on the time here. I think this is going to be a new world record. It is by over a second. A new S15 world record for Lucy Walker. 1:15.18. Fantastic.
S15 record there for the winner, Lucy. And the official result, Lucy Walkup 1:15.18, Olivia Jackson, and third Shona Johnson.
So Olivia Jackson there second, 1:15.41.
And just to re-emphasize the success there, that was a world record we just saw for the SG class. In this fourth heat, lane 1 Robin Flockett, 2 Robin Patrick, 3 Lauren Sutherland, 4 Shona Mackey, 5 Kirsty Armstrong, 6 Beth McFarlane, 7 Lee Altoft, and 8 Tiffany Belchett.
Looking into this heat, we've got a real strong contender from lane 7 here. So Leah Alcock looking really, really good down this first half. Turning first in a 33.7. That's the quickest first 50 split that we've seen. Looking really, really strong down this third 25. She's really taken hold of this swim. Rest of the field going to try and come back on turns. But again, a great breakout. Turns are going to be the key to this short course racing today. And we've seen some fantastic ones there from Leah. So into the finish. Let's finish the job off.
Good.
So again, faster than she swam in Sheffield last weekend. About 7/10. So she might have been well pleased with that. Shona Mackey second and Kirsty Armstrong third.
Just waiting for the official result to come through. It's not. Maybe there's been a little. It's possible there's disqualification because there's a little delay here on the result coming through. Sometimes that happens when you notice the board doesn't change. There we are. Result coming up now. And first was Lee Altoft, 1:12.35. Second, Shona Mackey, and third, Chris Christopherson. So fifth of the 7 heats at lane 1, Emma Bainbridge, 2 Emma Chittleborough, 2 Cara Hanlon, 3 Corrie Scott, 4 Hayley Monteith, 5 Rosie Wynn, 6 Eleanor Spencer, and 8 Daniel Gilbert.
Now we're going to look at some real close racing, I think, between the two centre lanes here. So both girls swimming out of University of Edinburgh. Corrie Scott swimming out of the last Commonwealth Games in Delhi, so eyes will be looking towards making this team for Glasgow. And at the turn, looking very strong there in a 32.3. And really pulling Hayley along with her there in lane 5, so it's great to see these two getting involved in the racing. And we've got lane 3 also in the mix, Cara Hanlon as well, so that's the 1, 2, 3 as it stands at the moment as we watch this final turn. And great breakouts there from the girls. Real strong finishing here from Corrie Scott as well as we enter the last red zone of the 5 metres.
Corrie Scott, a really good time. The first of the seeded heats is, of course, 1 minute 9.62 at this stage, the unofficial. So the official result, Corrie Scott 1:9.62, second Hayley Monteith, and third was Cara Hanlon 1:11. In lane 1 in this 6th heat, Kimberly Mackay, 2 Samantha Caulfield, 3 is Caitlin Tutil, 4 is Kelsey Robertson, 5 Andrea Strachan, 6 Erin Robertson, 7 Olivia White, and 8 Lauren Doughty.
Yeah, so as Charlie said earlier on, I'm fortunate not to see Kerry Buckham racing in this event today, but it has opened that racing up for Kelsey Robertson to get involved today. But on this first half of the race, very close on that turn there between lane 3 and 5, but it was just Andrea Strachan that was just touching first. Again, University of Edinburgh really producing some great female breaststrokers at the moment. So let's see what these girls can do down the second 50. Watching for them spotting this turn on a full stroke. That was a really good spot by Andrea on that one. Nice long pull out, making about 8-9 meters off that pull out there, which is great off a final turn. She's really looking strong into this final part and really contending for his place in that final tonight.
Has pulled away by about a body length to take it 1:10.56.
So another 1:10. Looks like it's going to take 1:10 to make the top 8. Waiting through the official result of Andrea Strachan, 1:10.56. Second, Caitlin Tutil, and third, Erin Robertson. So 7th and final heat of this event. 1 is Kirsty Hunter, 2 Shannon McLennan, 3 Rachel O'Donnell, 4 Catherine Johnston, 5 Rachel Wilson, 6 Ola Adams, 7 Emma Crawford, and 8 Charlotte Holmes.
So again, we've got another University of Edinburgh girl going out here in this Catherine Johnson, looking great down the first 25, but really starting to get tracked back by the other girls, Rachel Wilson at Derwent side and Rachel O'Donnell from Carnegie. This is going to be a great heat here because Sid Corey Scott is the only girl who's gone into the 109 so far. So it's going to be interesting to see how these girls take to this race and see if they can join her in that sub 110. Rachel Wilson really coming back at Catherine now. It's going to be on this turn. Catherine just turning first on that one and carrying that through into that breakout. Now it's a charge to the wall here. And as we enter this last 5, who can spot it? Catherine Johnson just on a half stroke, but still managing to hold on to that there. So quick racing.
1:08.34 for Rachel Wilson. Rachel O'Donnell 1:09.56. So fastest 2 times there. Catherine and Rachel.
So just waiting for the official result. One of the things I'm noticing, Andy, of course, is the way that we can now do things. It's so much about underwater, isn't it? I mean, the underwater skills, the fact that you can now do a butterfly kick after you're pushed off before you get to the surface, and the length to get off the wall.
Oh yeah, that's made a big difference to the breaststroke racing, and like you say, it's holding that underwater phase even longer now, which on breaststroke was already a long time underwater, but that's adding more power into that again. So always interesting to see how the different swimmers add that in and really utilise that fly kick.
Yeah, the short course really favouring the guys with the new underwater skill. I call it the new underwater because I'm an old man, but there's so much development now underwater, and you know we need to see what's happening underwater sometimes just to see those skills in action.
Definitely, and to also make sure that they're only doing the one fly kick to make sure they're still staying legal on that.
Yes, indeed. Here we go, the official result. I think this. Oh, yeah.
Change of time there for.
So here we are, official result. First was Catherine Johnston, 1:08.23. Second, Rachel Wilson, and third, Rachel O'Donnell.
That is the final heat. We now go to scrolling.
Move now to the men's 200 metres backstroke. There are 7 heats of these backstroke swims. And we're just looking at the qualifiers first, though, of the breaststroke.
So looking to this next event, there's going to be some strong men racing out in this 200 backstroke.
As they stroke, quickly give you the finalists for that women's 100 breaststroke. 8 finalists: Catherine Johnson, Rachel Wilson, Rachel O'Donnell.
Yeah, just a little hiccup in the scoreboard is holding things up a little bit. So
the finalists: Erin Robertson, Olivia White, Leah Altoff, Rosie Williams,
yeah,
Samantha Goldfield, Paula Adams, Shannon McClellan, and Charlotte Lawrence.
Yeah, it's a perfect time to reminisce and look back onto that SW15 disability world record that we had today as well, which shows that morning swimming, getting up and racing fast, is so important, and she really grabbed hold of that today. That was a brilliant result.
Really fabulous, and you know, bearing in mind we've still got finals and so on, this is really good news for us. Really, you need these good results at the start to get everybody to feel that we can do well. Here we go, first of 7 heats of the men's backstroke. First heat, lane 1, Stuart Cosgrove. 2, Callum Deans. 3, Fraser Gill. 4, Cameron Arnott. 5, Alistair Lambert. 6, Adam Hollows. 7, Aaron Todd. And 8, Scott Mitchell.
Yeah, so looking great into this 200 backstroke for these men, really opening up, and a great turn there from lane 6. That's Adam Hollows, fantastic, really using that underwater, which we've said all the way through this morning so far, how the turns are going to be so important. Understanding that underwater we can go the 50 meters off a turn, and Adam coming up again there round about the 9-10 meter mark. Okay, when we're watching this on the screens, as he comes into this turn here, he's going to underwater fly kick. We see the lane markings. There's the little red sections he's just come up, that shows 10 meters, and then the second set he's going past there will show the 15 meters. So a little checkpoint for you guys watching at home.
Yeah, Andy, I can remember one of the former world records Olympic champions, Mark Tewksbury, swimming in this pool years ago before they entered the 15 meter rule, and he swam something like 20 meters or more underwater on backstroke.
Yeah, I know, that's obviously why they had to bring these rulings in, so that it was actually swimming and not just deep sea diving. And Adam's looking really, really good. He was turning a 59.4 there, which is an incredible first 100 split to go out, sub 60 seconds. And he's still going strong there. 131.6 there, which is a good 31-point split. And he's really grabbed hold of this swim. And he's doing it all on his own. The rest of the field looking strong for the respective times. But this is Adam really grabbing this. Coming up round about 6-7 meters, really starting to hurt in this final part of this race in here now. But if you can just keep those legs working for the last 10 meters, let's see where he can get into this today.
And here's Adam. He entered on 2 minutes 15 and he ends up with a 2 minutes 4.6. An amazing swim.
That was a fantastic swim, and unfortunately that's kind of overshadowed the rest of the guys. The rest of that field still looking good and swimming very fast times.
There's the result. First, Stuart Cosgrove at that time. 2:13.78. 2, Callum Deans, and 3, Fraser Gill. So that's the actual winner, Adam Hollows, in 2 minutes 4.6. So we're just waiting for the official result to come through. Again, sometimes it's all right. What happens sometimes in backstroke is one of the things that is always controversial is the turn, you know, and sometimes the judges want to look at the turns again. You can do a lot more, Andy, these days with a turn than you used to be able to do, because you can sort of turn kind of onto your front, but Maybe you can tell us why would people get disqualified on backstroke turn?
Oh, there's a number of different things on the backstroke. Obviously, the turning onto the front, that can be one of the things. It can also be the underwater. It can be infringements of the kicking. There's a lot of things. There's making sure that you initiate the glide into the wall right, and it's all about the timing.
Thanks, Andy. It's interesting for people to know how things are changing. Here you are, the official result come up now, though. Adam Hollows, 2 minutes 4.6, an amazing starting heat. Adam Todd in second, and third, Callum Deans. Second of the 7 heats, in lane 1, Alistair Robertson, 2, Matthew Thompson, 3, Kieran Brand, 4, Andrew Markham, 5, Cameron Nelson, 6 is David Mulligan, 7 is Scott Coots, and 8 is Spencer O'Grady.
So yeah, as we pick this racing up now after that first turn, this is it's more of an even matched heat here that we're seeing. As we turn at the first 50, there's 2 or 3 guys all in the running on this one. It's David Mulligan who's holding the lead at the start. Really good turns, just brought him back up in front of the other 2 guys in lanes 3 and 4. These guys not using their underwater quite as much as what we saw Adam using in the first heat. So definite scope for improvement coming away from this meet when these guys watch this footage back. And turning at the 100 there, 101.9 from David Mulligan. That's a really good opening split. It's going to be making sure we keep those legs going down this second 100 now.
David Mulligan, a club mate of Craig McNally, who also swims for Warrender. Craig is swimming at the European Championships this weekend in Denmark. But next weekend, if you haven't yet got a ticket, go to Glasgow Talk Cross on Friday. Craig will be swimming for Europe against the USA in the dual meet.
I know there's some fantastic short course racing here at the moment, so yeah, definitely an exciting time to keep tuned. Something around a 2:10 here, I think, for David. Into 2:13.82. And he's still looking strong there, Charlie, on this turn here. Still looking really strong coming up and out of that. He's got a body length up on lane 5, but let's keep an eye on lane 1 up at the top of the screen as well. He's just out of shot. He's just coming into shot now, and he's also starting to come into this race.
Some excellent times here. It's interesting to see how much better they are than the entry times. And very, very good signal for the rest of the meet because they're so fast. Here we go with the first result. In first place, David Mulligan, 2:10.55. Second was Alex Robston, and third, Cameron Nelson. Now we're moving on to heat number 3 of these 7 heats of the men's 200 back. It's interesting how Andy I must move introducing this one. Third heat. Lane 1, Shearer Johnston. 2, Jack Harrison. 3, Joe Faulkner. 4, Mark Elric. 5, Alistair Kirkwood. 6 is Cameron Finlayson. 7 is Chris Lowther, and 8, Callum Wellstead.
So lanes 5 and 7 looking really good off the start there. And really opening up the racing on this heat here, but 200 meters is a long way, Charlie. So obviously it's a lot of time, a lot of distance. So it can all change about as the race progresses. Still looking here off that first turn. Alistair Kirkwood looking strong. Real nice long stroke that he's making there. He's really using the length of his body to make sure that he's covering that distance. And as we're coming up to the 100 turn, he's still looking really strong here. Rest of the field in a relative line, so could be anybody's for second and third at the moment. But Alistair there turning a 1:01.2.
The other big feature of these 200s, I think, Andy, is pace, isn't it? I mean, getting the pace right in a 200 is so critical.
Very much so, very much so. A number of different ways you can race a 200, and different people obviously like to break the race down differently. A lot of people think that it must only be into 50s, the first 50, the second, the third, the fourth, but quite an interesting way sometimes to see the race is splitting it up into a couple of 75s as well, because that sometimes takes away that worry of that third 50 that can be the real sticking point for some swimmers. Turning well, oh, still looking strong here, Charlie.
Cameron just hanging on at the moment. It's going to be quite close at the finish.
It is. We've got a real battle going on for second and third as well.
It's going to be Clafford. 2:08.67. So nearly 3 seconds of quick on its entry time. Joe Faulkner was the one who took second, 2:09.07.
So again, numbers of swimmers here. There's about 2 or 3 of them 2 seconds faster than their entry time. This is a really good sign for the meet in general, because it gives everybody the sort of confidence that they can do well here. Obviously a lot of pressure on them. Next year is going to be so difficult with the Commonwealth Games qualifications. Trials are quite early. The trials are really quite early. So they're really thinking around about Easter time is starting to really do the job and get into the team. So this was the third heat. We're just waiting for the official result to come through.
Yeah, just as we wait for those results to come up and through there, you're right, the Commonwealth Games next year is going to be an exciting time of racing, so yeah.
Here they go, the official results. First was Alistair Kirkwood, second was Joe Faulkner, and third was Chris Lowther. Moving now to heat 4. So in heat 4, lane 1, Callum Shaw, 2 is Graham Brown, 3 Craig McLean, 4 Joseph Miley, 5 Greg Watson, 6 is Ryan Archibald, 7 is Finlay Deans, and 8 Joe Middleton.
Fantastic start here from lane 6. We're looking at Ryan Archibald, and he's really used the start using that underwater, and especially his underwater off that first turn, and he's managed to set himself up really well into this from lane 6. Using these really big fly kicks. Always interesting to see what people choose to go for, whether it's a big fly kick or a small fast whipping kick. But yeah, it's really opened up his racing here. It'd be great to see if he can continue that through for personal best time at the end. The lead now, however, has been taken over by lane 5, Greg Watson. So yeah, always love a good shuffle around in the leading order. It shows some good, strong racing going on.
What I always feel, Andy, is that when you're watching the turns on these 200s, you can see who's running out of gas because they come up after the turns so much quicker.
Yeah, very much so, very much so. You can see them just popping up, needing that air. Really important to hold that great streamlined position, that arrow shape with the arms, one hand on top of the other. It really helps cut through the water. And I'll say this, Charlie, it's looking like Ryan Archibald, he's not done yet. He thinks that he wants to get involved in the racing a bit more, and he's coming right back at lane 5. It's going to be a great last 50. Big turn then again from Ryan.
So it makes such a difference in racing. If you can really go for these underwater skills in a short course pool, you can see the difference. That was about 2 meters Ryan took off that last 25 meters.
Oh, massive turn there. That was fantastic. Really want to get him to look at that third 50, because he just kind of dropped away a little bit, but he's come right back into leading this race. He's finished so strong there. That's fantastic. Fastest of the day so far, that one, I think.
Something like 6 seconds, would you believe, inside his entry time. Some of these are really quite fantastic, really. We're moving
superb racing,
up a
isn't
league.
it?
Fantastic. There we are, top time there to Ryan Archibald, 2 minutes 3.04. Craig McLean, second, and third was Callum Shore. Now we're moving to the 3 seeded heats, as they call them. Heat number 5. The top times entered are around about the 1:55, 56, and 7. So it's going to take, I think, something like 2 minutes 2 or faster to make the final. Maybe faster. 2 minutes 1. Heat number 5. In lane 1, Chris McComb. 2 is Ross McCafferty. 3 is Alistair Miley. 4, Adam Harrington. 5, Stephen Milne. 6, Duncan Scott. 7, Jack Ness. And 8 is Alistair Campbell.
Really seeing in this seeded heat now the guys using all of the underwater that they can get in touch with, and Adam Harrington looking good in lane 4 here, really swimming out first. Some of the meat for him today, it's going to be interesting to see how he fares. Usually favours the IM swimming, Adam Harrington, so great to see him stretching himself on 200 backstroke to try and get that base fitness in.
This increases leading to a metre now. These two pulling away from Ross McCafferty, Chris McCall, and the two on the near side, Jack Ness and Alistair Campbell, all contesting third. Looks like Adam swimming well within himself here, 58.10.
And massive turns here coming out from Stephen Milne there as well, who's is usually a distance freestyler as well. So it's great to see him rolling out on a backstroke event and staying in touch and distance of Adam Harrington here, really using his underwater to come up, pop up, and get into to each length really well.
Yeah, significant there. Adam using a full Stephen making full use of 15 meters underwater there, and not with a lot of kicking. It just has there's this big, deep butterfly kick coming off the wall.
Yeah, it's Adam Harrington who's really starting to stretch on to his final part of this race in here. Quite comfortable, it would seem, working nicely through on the stroke. Rest of the field, we're looking at lane 2 having a great swim as well, and lane 1 and lane 8. So it's showing that that even the outside lanes are really getting involved and doing some good racing. Adam looking good on that one. First guy under 2 minutes today, Charlie. Good swimming.
Excellent swimming, and right on his entry time. Entry done 1:58.1. Second there, unofficially 1:59 for Stevens, is a 2 second in PB. The official result, Adam Harrington winning in 1:58.5 for Stephen Milne second, and Ross McCafferty in third. Two more heats, heat 6. So in the 6th heat, lane 1 Joe Yeoman, 2 is Adam Taylor, 3 is Stuart McIntosh, 4 Johnny Carlisle, 5 Charlie Balderson, 6 is Ross Woolley, 7 Fraser Spooner, and lane 8 is Ryan Brown.
So really looking good through these spearheaded heats now as we're seeing some of the faster guys of the event rolling out. The leader at the moment, lane 4, is Johnny Carlisle. He's swimming out of Bath now, but originally from the northeast of England, swimming originally from Sunderland, and he's really taken hold of this swim so far with a slightly quicker arm rotation speed in his arms, which is really helping him open up a little bit of a gap. Bath having a fantastic setup at the moment, Charlie, with notably Michael Jamieson swimming out of that centre, so it's a good place to be, it would seem.
Yes, and we're very pleased to see so many swimmers from England up here, particularly from the University of Bath, Loughborough, and various clubs from the northeast of England.
I always think that when we see these guys turn up to our Scottish meets, it really helps with the depth of the competition. A lot of swimming is being able to look at the guys around you who are racing and learn from the surroundings, and they give us a great opportunity on that. Johnny Carlisle looking really strong still, 126.8 on the turn there. And in second, we've got Adam Taylor, who's also having a really good swim out there. And then for third place, we've got 3 or 4 guys who are all in the mix as well. So exciting racing for the morning. Like we've been discussing earlier on, Charlie, morning swimming can sometimes be a little bit flat, but not today. Guys are really grabbing hold of this meet.
I think it's a real sign of the big calendar ahead.
Nice ease into the finish there for Johnny.
Really good time, 1:57.88, the unofficial time at the moment for Johnny Carlisle. Just outside his entry time. Just waiting for the official result. The official result coming up. We think there might be a disqualification in this one, so we'll just have to wait a little longer perhaps.
And if that comes through, then that would unfortunately be the first one of the competition so far, which would be Friday the 13th striking in the morning. Is that right?
I wasn't going to mention that. Yeah, but the big thing here is actually that it really is coming across to me that the swimmers are really responding to the pressure. So here we are, there has been, I think, a disqualification, yes, in lane 1 to Joe Yeoman. The official result, first Johnny Carlisle, 1:57.88, second was Adam Taylor, and third Fraser Spooner. We have just one more heat, heat 7. Lane 1, Suleiman Butt. Lane 2 is James Collier. 3, Ross Muir. 4, Callum Jarvis. 5, Andrew McGovern. 6 is Fabian Whitbread. 7, Craig Bowman. And 8 is Gavin Haggerwood.
So opening of this race, we're looking at lane 4 again, Callum Jarvis. Again, he's swimming out the University of Bath, had a great season last season, really going from strength to strength at the moment, and showing the real class that's coming out of that Bath setup at the moment as he leads down into this first 100. Coming up round about that 10-metre mark there, so showing that that it is really important to use the turns, more so than ever when we're swimming short course. And our first First 100 there, turning at 55.8. Very quick turnaround. And Andrew McGovern staying within touching distance of him. It's taken him out in a 57.3. And those two guys are really stretching out away from the field at the moment.
Johnny's back a little bit in the second half. You expect maybe Cam Jarvis to move ahead of him in the latter stages here.
Our guy in third place at the moment, Craig Bowman, swimming out of Carnegie, is another notable great setup swimming from Scotland at the moment with Mark Sharanek swimming very fast. He's one of those guys to watch coming into the Commonwealth Games qualifiers and showing that Carnegie are producing some fantastic talent.
They are indeed a very, very big club in Carnegie, and Mark, a young guy, it's hard for him, he's still young, but really producing fantastic results.
Indeed, indeed. So we're into the last 5 now, and we're going to see how Callum touches in. If that's confirmed, that'll be our quickest guy of the morning on the 200 backstroke.
Yeah, I think he was clearly very comfortable in the end, Andy, wasn't he? But it looks as if he could well go through inside his entry time of 155.
Yeah. I think between him and his teammate Johnny Carlisle, I think that we're looking at some fast racing, even on the 200s today.
Yeah. Official result: winning time, Callum Jarvis 1 minute 57.02. Second, Andrew McGovern 158.93, and third, Craig Bowman.
So we should see the summary of the result coming to you now.
So now we have the summary of the results. They run through on the scoreboard all the results of the entire event. So we'll see all the swimmers' times as they come through here. And when you look at it coming through, Andy, you know, there's only hundreds and tenths between so many people. The standard is really very high.
It is. To say that this is a 200-metre event, you would expect that there would sometimes be more room for differences in times. It's showing the quality of the meet.
Stuart McIntosh, Chris McCall, and the reserves Adam Hollers, Ross Muir, Fabian Whitbread, and Craig McClellan.
And we've noticed that there's a first heat for the reserve, so that means there'll probably have to be a swim-off between the two reserves. So now we're moving to the women's 200 medley, two lengths of each stroke, and there are 7 heats of this event. First heat. First heat, lane 1, Connie Mackay, Ren 96, 2, Elsa Timoney, Warrender 3, Emily Horn, Perth City, 4, Zoe Scott, City of Glasgow, 4, Lauren Hodgson, Newburn, 6, Lauren Doughty, Dundee City, 7 is Fiona Dixon, Highland, and 8, Alexandra Clements of City of Sunderland.
It's always great to watch the difference of pace when we go on to the individual medleys, because the collection of all the 4 strokes gives a great opportunity for different swimmers to come through at different points in the event. We had a great opening from lane 3 and Emily Horn, a great butterfly leg. She really used the start, came up into that first 25 and carried it through and was a leader at that first 50. But like we said, it's subject to change on an individual medley, and let's see if there's any backstrokers and breaststrokers that can come through as this race progresses.
Leads, but not by much now. Lauren Hodgson is just about up with that.
So we've got 3 girls that are all in a line as we come into the turn here at 100. So Emily Horn, Lauren Hodgson, and also Alexandra Clements, sorry. And they were all together on that halfway turn, but breaststroke can always be the changing point, can't it, whenever we race the individual medley, don't you think, Charlie?
Absolutely. No, it's become this event of 200 medley for women, of course, famous with Hannah Miley being such a swimmer for so long for Scotland and Great Britain. Not here this weekend because she's in Denmark. But she, I think, seems to have pulled up a lot of the swimmers, not only in Scotland but in Britain in medley. And watching the two girls swimming last night and the Europeans getting silver and bronze, tremendous stuff.
14.
Yeah, it's great to have someone like Hannah Miley who's a great inspiration, not only to the girls who are swimming here, but also to all of the guys on both sides, to show that we've got some fantastic talent that we can produce from Scotland. And as we're in the final 50 of this event now, we're looking at lane 6, who's really come through. So Lauren Doughty is really swimming well into this finish, but it's going to be really close into this finish, and it is Lauren who just gets the touch on that. But top racing there from the first heat.
Well, here we have again, it's following the trend, the entry times being demolished. Winning time something like 5 seconds inside her entry time. And that's Lauren Doughty, Lauren from Dundee City, who are now celebrating their new 50-metre pool. Has just opened, 6-lane 50-metre pool. Fantastic to all these new 50, well, not all these new 50 metres, but the number of 50-metre pools that we have in Scotland now. To be a huge support to swimming in the Tayside region, I'm sure, and Dundee itself, obviously. So again, maybe the referee and the judges considering some of the swims there. Medley, of course, there's so many things that could happen. Result coming up for that first heat, 7 heats of this one. The result then, first to Lauren Doughty from Dundee, 2 minutes 24.4. Second was Emily Horn. Third was Lauren Hodgson. So in the second heat, in lane 1 is Robin Patrick, South Lanark. 2 is Megan Field from South Aberdeenshire. 3 is Kate McPhee, Annick Dolphin. 4, Erin Cummins, Perth City. 5 is Erin Robertson, South Ayrshire. 6, Lauren Sutherland, Midlothian. 7, Jessica Thompson, City of Aberdeen. And 8 is Tiffany Bachelet from East Lothian.
Yeah, so there was a disqualification in that first heat there, Charlie, from lane 1, and it's always unfortunate when we see that, when people come to these big meets, these Scottish national meets, and unfortunately don't record a time at the end of the swim. Within an individual medley, there's a lot of different elements. We've got all the 4 strokes, so we've got turns also on the walls to look for, so there's a lot of different things that you've got to make sure you really get bang on and really do well. So hopefully we're not going to have many disqualifications today. I'd love it if that was the last one of the day, but it's always open, isn't it?
And it's always a wee bit worrying. When you're in the outside lanes, you have more chance of being spotted too. There seems to be a lot more disqualification in the outside lanes.
Yeah, it's unfortunate there. But back to the racing, we're picking this up at the halfway here, and the breaststroke leg could be where it all changes again. So far, lane 2 looking really strong on this one. So we've got Megan Feld, who's looking really good. Starting to tire, you can see sometimes they're not quite as sharp and snappy on the turns around as we get into the second half of the race. Butterfly obviously taking its toll from that first 50. But this is going to be a real good battle for first, second and third.
Coaches from University of Stirling and down side to the reporters table. Thank you.
So the Megan, who's leading in lane 2 from South Aberdeenshire, which is an amalgam of 4 clubs in the South Aberdeenshire region, from Banchory to Stonehaven. But Megan Feld, I should say, leading out at the moment.
So she's looking really good to come in and bring this heat home. But for second and third, there's 4 swimmers that are really battling it out. Important getting your head down in that last 5 metres, and we're going to wait for those results to be confirmed in a second.
The official results of that second heat: first was Megan Feld, South Aberdeenshire, 2:24.38. Second was Erin Robertson. Third was Jessica Thompson. We move now to heat 3. So in heat 3, lane 1, Olivia Jackson, South Lanarkshire. 2 is Jessica Wilkie, Edinburgh University. 3, India Dodd, Warrender. 4, Eve White, Dumfries. 5, Emma Crawford from East Lothian. 6 is Ailey Duthie, City of Aberdeen. 7 is Eleanor Spencer, Stirling. And 8, Sophia Green from Elgin.
As we're picking this up at the end of this fly leg now, it's looking like lane 2 is the lane of choice again for the leader. So fantastic start from Jessica Wilkie. Fantastic last name as well, Charlie. And let's see how she progresses through this.
Yes, I was pleased that we had our Warrender's 125th anniversary gala here at the weekend, and absolutely fantastic to see swimmers from all the generations, way back to the 50 years ago, 1950s swimmers. David Wilkie was supposed to swim, in fact, but he got caught up in the big air traffic controllers, the computer problems that they had on Saturday, so unfortunately David didn't just come up to swim, but it was a fantastic event all the same.
It is, and that just shows not just the history of that club, but the history of this pool as well. Remember that this event's being held at the Royal Commonwealth Pool, and you can't ask for a better venue to really bring back memories of some fast, incredible racing, and that ripples through the swimmers. You get a real sense of belonging to something special when you're racing in a venue like this.
Well, I'm biased, I think, but I think this pool now, which in the way its new configuration is very fast. It's deck level, it's deep, its water's so clean, and so many aspects of the improvements from the refurbishment. It's fantastic for swimming.
It is indeed. As we watch this last 50 here, it's all out war now down this freestyle leg. Lane 2 is still holding on to the lead, but there's some real fast strokes that are starting to come from lanes 3 and 5. So great racing as we come in. This is the part of the race where it's going to be hurting the most. Coming into this final part, holding it together, want to get our head down in this last 5 metres.
Wilkie takes it, 2:22.14. 4 seconds.
So here we go yet again. There's another swimmer who's produced a time 4 seconds faster than her entry time. That's Jessica Wilkie with a 2:22.14. Really dramatic improvements from the entry times, and this is the end of a year, so it must be pretty good PBs. First then Jessica Wilkie, 2:22.14. Second India Dodd, and third was Erin Crawford. So we're now in the heat 4 is Tara Hawthorth of Lincoln Vulcan. 2 is Katie Philps. 3 is Erin Holmes, South Lanarkshire. 4 is Lauren Mackenzie of Elgin. 5 is Kirsty Hunter of East Lothian. 6 is Elizabeth Lim of Warrender. 7 is Carissa Amigo from the City of Sunderland. And 8, Shona Mackey, West Lothian.
So we're going to watch these guys on this first turn here. The girls, they're touching. We've got to get those 2 hands. We want to make sure that we get the feet quickly up onto the wall and a real drive off onto the backstroke leg. You want to carry all of that fast energy into the wall so that you can try and get the momentum around and transition into the stroke for the following length.
To see the support that we get from the
one of the things that I'll be looking out for the big dual meet when you see the Americans swimming in the short course setting is this business of starts, turns and finishes. They are the masters of it. You know, it's a real way of thinking apart from anything else about how you spot the ball.
Definitely so, because America, in their collegiate system, they swim 25 yards, which is a slightly shorter pool than the 25-meter pool, and they do a lot of racing mid-season all the way through. And in that 25 yards, it's even more important in that smaller pool to get their turns right. So they've got to hone that skill, that ability. So I always think that if we could bring some of those pointers across and start to really pick up on making our turns as world class as that, it would be fantastic to see more of our guys like that.
So this is Lauren McKenzie from Elgin, just about half a metre ahead of lane 2, Katie Phillips of St Thomas from Arbroath.
It's looking like these girls are on for another great time again. It's looking like our start sheets are giving us the list of names and no more today, Charlie.
Well, there we are. It's a 2:23, for example, from Katie, and she ended on 2:25.74. Really, it's amazing how it affects people. You know, it's infectious. The feeling of positiveness that you're going to do well. Here we go, the official result. First was Katie Phillips and her time 2:23.26. Second was Laurel McKenzie, and third Carissa Amigo. So we're now into the 3 fastest heats, the sort of seeded heats, and in lane number 1 on heat 5, Victoria Milburn, City of Glasgow. 2, Lucy Ellis, City of Sunderland. 3 is Corey Scott, Edinburgh University. 4, Anne Bockman from the University of Bath. 5 is Ola Adams from Geary. 6 is Samantha Caulfield from Carnegie. 7, Lee Altoff, Derwent and 8, Rachel Masson, South Aberdeenshire.
And it's lane 8 that was leading that heat out there, Charlie. Really great butterfly leg and nice long backstroke stroke into this now. Rachel really using the length of her levers there to make sure that she's getting everything from those arm pulls. Like Anne Botman there in the centre lane, starting to come back into this, and also lane 7, Leah Altoft racing well. So starting to all change on this heat. Seeing a real switch around in the places of second and third. People starting to jump about as the strokes change, but it's Anne out in lane 4 who's looking well. Spotting that turn there, real good drive off the wall, and a great underwater pull there. Turning from one stroke to another, always important here. So the breaststroke to freestyle turn, you really want to try and get a good drive off, get the legs working to see if you've got any sort of advantage over the guys swimming in on breaststroke. You want to capitalise that as you swim away on freestyle.
If she wants to, you think can afford to relax.
It really is Anne Bachman that's got a good commanding, almost 10-metre lead over second place. Where second and third on this event is quite up for grabs. So we're going to keep eyes on the scoreboard as these girls come in here.
06 within a second of extra time. That's a good heat swim. 2:17.41. Massive improvement there for Rachel. Third, Ola Adams, 2:18.43.
Again, some of the personal bests being absolutely demolished here in that front. Here we are, the result, the official result is Anne Bockman winning for Bath University, 2:13.06. Second was Rachel Masson, and third was Ola Adams.
So just a reminder of the deadline, coaches, for 10 o'clock for withdrawals for this afternoon's session, and your confirmation that you're swimming in the 800. So by 10 o'clock, please, just over 5 minutes time.
Heat 6. There's this and one more heat after this. Lane 1, Jennifer Ritchie, East Lothian. 2, Laura Gillingham, Doe inside. Lane 3, also Doe inside, Rachel Wilson. 4, Elizabeth Simmons, University of Bath. 5 is Emma Smith, City of Birmingham. 6 is Rachel Sharples, East Lothian. 7 is Emma Sinclair from City of Sunderland. And 8 is Olivia White, Edinburgh University.
And if you want a masterclass in underwater, watch lane 4 right now.
This will be her strong leg here.
Lizzie Simmons really using the underwater there. Fantastic off that fly leg, making sure that she was staying underwater so she didn't have to swim as much on that butterfly. Now onto her favoured backstroke here, and you can just see that fly kick rippling through her body as she holds a great streamlined position coming up past 10 metres there. Rest of the girls got to try and start to come back at her a little bit here in the second half of this race if they can.
59.82.
But Lizzie there turning in a 59.8. It's a brilliant opening halfway split there.
Yeah, Elizabeth's one of the stars of the British team now for some time, and you know, we often associate her largely on the backstroke, but she's a real all-round swimmer.
Oh, very much so, very much so. Very talented girl. Looking to the rest of the field here, we've got some great swims coming out. We're looking lane 5 in second place at the moment, and then a little bit of a battle for third between Rachel Wilson in lane 3 and lane 6, which is Rachel Sharples. So third place battle of the Rachels at the moment, it would seem. So as we turn on to the last 50, Lizzie got a real commanding lead in lane 4 there, so almost seems like she's just stretching out, finishing the job off on this 200 here.
I would think that's a reasonable description, and it's stretching out, and so to say, just holding back slightly. She'll need that extra energy for the final.
Very much so, yeah.
With a 2:10.90 entry time. She'll be second.
So Emma Smith hoping to hold on to the second place just ahead of Rachel Wilson there in lane 3 as the girls come in to finish off their heat, and starting to see that real spearhead finishing now.
Need to pay too much attention to that. She'll be a lot faster at the tail end this evening. Emma Smith second, 2:17.32, and Rachel Wilson 2:18.
So the official result: Elizabeth Simmons 2:13.78. Second was Emma Smith, and third Rachel Wilson. So we're in the final heat, heat 7. Lane 1 is Kimberly Mackay, Warrender 2 Jennifer King, North Ayrshire. 3 is Tane Bruce, Carnegie. 4 is Sophie Smith, Loughborough. 5 Rachel O'Donnell, Carnegie. 6 is Camilla Hattersley of City of Glasgow. 7 Chanel Snedden of First, and 8 is Emily Grant, City of Aberdeen.
So the real key to those turns is keeping nice and low and tight around the wall. That was really helping Sophie in lane 4 get onto that backstroke leg and carry all that energy into the underwater part on the backstroke. Really important the transition from that underwater into the actual swimming, don't you think, Charlie?
Absolutely, and you know, this is a girl who is a bit of a master of this. She's come through an awful lot over recent months. Sophie Smith from Loughborough. Just you can see it. You know, she doesn't really have a weakness in the strokes. This ability to spot walls, as we've been talking about, and get going, this transition, as Andy was talking about, into the stroke on the surface is so important on the short medleys.
As we're watching Sophie's stroke, we're seeing a great power coming from the leg kick there. So it's a small arm stroke that's really just getting her to stretch out in front, and a big kick that's driving her forward. So we turn on to this final part now. She's really commanding this heat. And second place is being battled out by lanes 3, 5 and 6. So eyes on those guys for the finishing, to see where the girls are going to end up finishing. Battle of teammates between 3 and 5 from Carnegie, so it's always great to see a little bit of rivalry between Kate Bruce and Rachel O'Donnell, but Camilla Hartesley also swimming well. Sophie's finishing there.
A lovely time, comfortably the fastest time, 2:10.74 there for Sophie, and I have to say, looking very, very comfortable. So goodness knows what she's going to produce in the final later on. She entered on 2:10 exactly, so really not far away from her best time. Official results: Sophie Smith, Loughborough, 2 minutes 10.74. Second to Rachel, the time is 2:15.62, and third is Camilla Hattersley.
And just as the scoreboard runs through those list of results, looking towards, as that summary there, some fantastic swims making it back for those second swims tonight. So I'm starting to get really excited about the finals tonight. And what's that you're noticing there, Charlie, as well?
Absolutely. I mean, I think you can certainly see the top swimmers who are comfortably within themselves, but the majority of the swimmers are swimming well inside their PBs. So you have the feeling that when the top guys come to the finals, they're going to be big jumps. Just looking through these results, you know, looking right down. We're
So on to the next event.
Okay, we're now on to the men's 100 meters butterfly. Again, 7 heats. And it looks like the top 8 will be around about 53.5 thereabouts. First heat of 7 then. Lane 1, Daniel Tiffin, City of Aberdeen. 2, Aaron Todd, Perth City. 3 is Danny Kirkham, East Lothian. 4 is Ewan Govan, Milgai and Bearsden. 5 is Alex Thompson, Eyemouth. 6, Matthew Anderson, Warrender. 7, Fabian Whitbread, Warrender. And 8, Craig Barnes, Carnegie.
So a great opening to this first heat, and there's going to be an event that I'm going to favour of this whole championships. It's going to be this 100 metre butterfly. Obviously favoured the stroke myself when I was in the sport, and always so exciting to see how people take to swimming this stroke and watching how that stroke can flow through the water. Got a great leader here in lane 4, onto the final leg now, and see if Ewan Govan can get onto the wall. Got a late challenge coming in from lane 8 as well, so it's going to be down to the wire on this one. Very close on that finish, very close.
I think mentioned it once already, but of course you're hopefully recognising the voice of Andy Mavor, who was swimming internationally for about 8 years and was of course a Scottish and British international, but also held the record for 100 and 200 butterfly. Andy Mavor, who's on the microphone commentating with me here. Winning time there is coming up. We just wait till what happens is that once the race finishes, the judges and the referee confer, and if they're happy, then the result becomes official. But sometimes if there's a question, it just takes a little while before we see the confirmed result. So the initial display is not the official results, it's the second one, which here we are, it's coming up now. The official result. First was Ewan Govan, Milguy and Bearsden, 58.83. Second, Craig Barnes. Third, Daniel Tippin. So the second of the 7 heats in lane 1 is Simran Wilkes from Warrender, 2 Jordan Lamb, 5 Performance Squad, lane 3 Robert Bryce, Geary, 4 is Callum Reid, Warrender, 5 James Clegg, East Lothian, 6 Edward Gray, City of Glasgow, 7 James Lauder, Hearts of Midlothian, and 8 Ewan Christie, Milguy and Bearsden.
So all so close at this first turn here. Leaders turned out to be lane 3 at the moment, Robert Bryce. But we're seeing a great swim coming through from lane 6 at the moment as well. So it's going to be about this last turn now. Who can hold this streamlining off the wall, keep that head down in that nice neutral position and break out into the stroke. Lane 6. Oh, fantastic breakout there from Edward Gray. Can he hold on to it into this final 5? Got to spot the wall. And yeah, he's standing on, if that's confirmed, as the fastest man on this event so far.
And another one, Andy, that's about a second inside his entry time.
Yeah, it's fantastic racing so far, and that's going to start rippling through this meet.
One of the big improvements here, you know, with the new refurb is the pool's so much deeper now. 2 meters deep all the way, and of course the water goes over the side with the deck level pool. So the result first, I'll give you that later. First was James Clegg, was Edward Gray of City of Glasgow. In her third heat, lane 1 is Dale McAnish. First, 2 is Ewan Murgatroyd, Dumfries. 3, Rory Taggart, Western Bartonshire. 5, James Black of Warrender. 5 is Ross Leslie, South Lanarkshire. 6 is Henry Mackenzie, Warrender. 7, Callum Bain, Dungannon. And 8, Jack Ness, City of Aberdeen.
So we've got lane 7, Callum Bain, opening up this heat here, and really seeing the importance of actually spotting the turns here. And by the term spotting, we mean making sure that we hit our hands onto the wall on a full stroke. Okay. Lane 7 has done a great job at spotting his turns, and he is really powering down to finish off this heat here.
Taggart is finishing strongly, but holds on 57.08.
That was in lane 7,
57.13.
Callum Bain from Dungannon in Northern Ireland, 57.08. More than a second inside his entry time. So the trend continues, these fast times. So just waiting now for the official result to come through again. So many waves the butterfly swimmers produce, and so having this new configuration making such a difference. Obviously still very choppy anywhere near the walls. Here we go then, the winning time, Callum Bain, 57.08, second Rory Taggart, and third Henry Mackenzie. here we are on heat 4. Lane 1 is David Mulligan, Warrender. 2, Cameron Finlayson, part of Midlothian. 3, Stephen Lamb, North Lanarkshire. 4, Solomon Butt, Aberdeen. 5, Ryan Brown, Best. That's from the Borders. 6, Greg Watson, Fife Performance. And Ian Elric is in lane 7 first with Falkirk. And 8, Zach Dawson, Derwentshire.
So Solomon Butt in lane 4. Out first to the 50. Greg Watson in lane 6 had a great start there, but he just didn't manage to get onto that first turn, like we'd said, spotting it on a full stroke, and really paid for it. Let Solomon Butt take the lead. And it's Solomon Butt who's carried that lead all the way through now into this last turn. So it's Solomon Butt in lane 4 who's going to be really stretching for the finish now. I'm going to keep an eye on the scoreboard to see, can he be the fastest man so far today? And if that's confirmed, he will be.
Solomon Butt, lane 4 there, 56.41. So the official result, Solomon Butt, 56.41 from Aberdeen. 2, Greg Watson, and 3rd, Stephen Lamb. This is heat 5, the first of the seeded heats, as they call them, with the fastest swimmers put in. In lane number 1, Ian Porcher, City of Glasgow. 2, Ryan Flanagan, City of Sheffield. 3 is Adam Taylor, City of Sunderland. 4 is Adam Barrett, Loughborough University. 5, Daniel Scott, City of Glasgow. 6, Eamon Rivers, Perth City. 7 is Blair Doughty from Dundee City Aquatics. And 8 is Alistair Miley from Geary.
So Adam Barrett really holding on to that turn there, coming up in the lead in lane 4. He's trying to get tracked down by Dan Scott in lane 5, but I think Adam Barrett's going to be really strong on this final turn to fantastic, almost 11 or 12 meters from Adam there in lane 4, and he's just gonna cruise into the finish on this one. Oh, easily the fastest today with a 52.17.
He entered, let's just look, 52.27. So there's inside his entry time there on the heat, and she'll be very pleased with. Great first result. Then Adam Barrett 52.17, and Daniel Scott 53.67. Third, Adam Taylor, Sunderland. This is heat 6 of the men's butterfly. In lane 1 is Felix Gifford, City of Aberdeen. 2, Stephen Milne, Perth City. 3, Craig Bowman, Carnegie. 4 is Brax Tim, City of Sheffield. 5, Mark Ceranic, Carnegie. 6 is Sean Campsey, Warrender. 7 is Luke Buxton, City of Sheffield. And 8, Matthew Parks, Edinburgh University.
It's always excited to see the fast racing coming about. Mark Ceranic had a great start there in lane 5, but just gliding into that first turn, he opened the door again for Braxton Tim in lane 4 to take over that lead. Braxton's holding on to that lead at the moment, and it's just Charlie again, it's showing how important it is to spot these turns. So it's Braxton in lane 4 again who's really going to stretch out down this last length. And it's going to become really tight for second and third coming into this final 5 meters. So it's Braxton who took that, isn't it?
Brax Tim there, winning in lane 4, 53.70. Second was Mark Ceranic. It's still unofficial at this point. Let's give you the official time in a second. Official result. Brax Tim from Sheffield. 2, Mark Ceranic. 3, Greg Bowman. Final heat. So final heat of the butterfly, lane 1 Ulster Stirling, City of Glasgow, 2 UN Dunbar, City of Aberdeen, 3 Ryan Bennett, City University of Stirling, 4 is Joe Roebuck, University of Bath, 5 is Tom Laxton, Loughborough University, 6 Cameron Brodie, University of Stirling, 7 Jordan Hughes, North Ayrshire, and 8 is Christopher Dove.
So Ryan Bennett leading the charge on this in lane 3. Backstroke by trade, but really good on butterfly, and he uses that underwater to really get involved in the race. And at the moment, it's between him and Tom Laxton in 5, with Joe Roebuck in 4, just looking a little bit calm, sitting back off it at the moment. It's looking like Tom Laxton in lane 5 is going to be coming through on this one. Been swimming so well in the past couple of seasons. And it's looking like Ryan and Joe are going to follow in there, yep.
So the winning time, Tom Laxton with a 52.46. Very comfortable swim from Joe Roebuck in second place there. The official result, Tom Laxton 52.46, Joe Roebuck 53.02, Ryan Bennett 53.28.
So yeah, looking like Loughborough University have brought some fly swimmers to the meet then. With if it is confirmed, they'll have the fastest 3 going into that final.
Just watching the results coming through. One of the interesting things for me is the way that things have evolved is that the backstrokers and the butterfly swimmers are often interchanging, and it's because of this underwater work, I think, the butterfly kick and backstroke as well, the dolphin action.
Yeah, I think that that butterfly underwater kicking is really transferring well in those strokes, and I think as well nowadays the developments and the advancements in the underwater filming, the technology that these swimmers have available to analyse their strokes is just incredible and really helpful for them to be able to progress forward.
So we're now moving to the women's backstroke. Again, we have 7 heats. The women's backstroke. Interesting for me, Andy, is that next year we're going to have a new thing in backstroke. There's going to be a special little starting block going in for backstrokers. Maybe talk about that as the races go on.
Yeah, definitely.
The first of the women's backstroke heats, 7 heats. First, lane 1 is Ali Morrison, St Thomas Arbroath. 2, Charlie Cabbins from Warrender. 3, Megan McCarroll, North Lanarkshire. 4 is Kate Johnson, Fife Performance Squad. 5 is Amy Robertson, Dundee City Aquatics. 6 is Georgina Lawson, City of St Albans. 7, Hannah Huerick from Warrender. And 8, Victoria McHugh, West Dunbartonshire.
So as usual on a 50, these races are going to roll through very fast, and that was a blanket finish there between 1, 2 and 3.
Georgina Lawson second, 31.16, and Hannah Huerick third, 31.71.
Result there, Amy Robertson winning 31.33, second Georgina Lawson, and third Hannah Huerick. Heat number 2. So second heat, lane 1 Lexi Waller, 2 is Jenna Lafferty, 3 Megan Kerr, 4 Erin Cummins, 5 Sarah Donnelly, 6 Emily Tang, 7 Beth Armour, and 8 Sarah Clemens.
So I think lane 6 and 7 are the girls who are really starting to open up into this. And let's see how Emily and Beth respectively do on this finish here. And my apologies, it was actually lane 5 and 6 that came into the finish line.
There's a result there then. Sarah Donnelly, Carnegie, 30.93. Second was Emily Tang, and third was Lexi Waller. So third heat, lane 1, Shannon Crawford, Geary. 2 is Mary Swanson. 3 is Caroline McIntosh. 4, Kate Fraser. 5, Sophie Ross. 6, Laura Gillingham. 7, Alexandra Clements. And 8, Cara Smith.
So again, it's going to be a hard one to call, but Laura Gillingham in 6 and Cara Smith in 8 have been swimming very fast through this, but it's all about the finish.
So winner Laura Gillingham, lane number 6, 30.42. Official result, she wins 30.42. Second was Carol McIntosh, and third Cara Smith. So moving now to heat 4. In lane 1 is Charlotte Duff, 2 Robin Crawford, 3 Julie Hunter, 4 Amy Harper, 5 Terry Johnson, 6 Nicola Duffy, 7 Lisa Curry, and 8 Erin Holmes.
So Nicola Duffy from Edinburgh University was quickest over on the turn, but it really is anybody's on this 50. Let's keep an eye out for lane 8 as well.
It is Nicole Duffy, penalty 56.
So winning time there, 30.56 for Nicole Duffy, and she wins officially 30.56. Second was Robin Crawford, third was Erin Holmes. This is heat 5, first of the 3 seeded heats. One is Caitlin Tutil, 2 is Chloe Barclay, 3 Rhian Gilks, 4 Charlotte McKenzie, 5 Lauren Gilks, 6 Jennifer King, 7 Chelsea Lawson, and 8 Julie Williams.
So explosive turn there by Charlotte McKenzie in lane 4, Scottish record holder and a real great prospect to make the Commonwealth Games team, and it's her who's commanding this heat here. Let's have an eye on the clock, see what time she can stop the clock at. And it's 28.3, quickest of that event so far, so looking like she's on form to get into it today.
Second. Chloe Barclay just 200s behind Lauren.
Official result, Charlotte McKenzie 28.35, second Lauren Gilks, a third from Barclay. Moving now to heat number 6, second last heat. Lane 1, Emma Budge, 2 Emma Smith. lane 3, Karen Reid. 4, Elizabeth Simmons. 5, Lucy Hope. 6, Emily Grant. 7, Katinka Merchant. And 8, Katie Phillips.
And yeah, there, Lizzie Simmons really using the underwater again. Eyes on that for great skills underwater. Just smoothly palming into this finish now, leaving the rest of the field behind, touching in on a 26.5.
That equals the British record.
That is equaling the British record there for Lizzie Simmons, which is just incredible.
Really fabulous. And that's the heats, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely fabulous. I don't know what we're going to be in for tonight, Andy. Everybody's swimming so well. Moving official result, Elizabeth Simmons 26.56. Second was Rachel Williams, and third Megan Briggs. We now move to the next heat. Heats 7, final heat. So in heat 7, lane 1, Rachel Keir. 2, Rachel Williams. 3, Megan Briggs. 4, Georgia Davis. 5, Kirsty Simpson. 6, Rachel Matos. 7, Jennifer Ritchie. And 8, Daniel Joyce.
So yeah, Lizzie Simmons really putting down the marker on that one, giving Georgia Davis something to think about in lane 4 on this one. But hey, we've got a great swim coming out of lane 6 as well. So let's see how this one goes.
Lane 4, University of Bath swimmer, and she comes in 27.73. We'll see what she does later on.
Looking like Lizzie Simmons might be out there on her own on this 50 at the moment.
28.55.
Yeah, you never really know. Here's the final. Georgia Davis, sorry, this is the official result. Georgia Davis 27.73, Rako Matos, and third is Rachel Williams. Yeah, looking through these, it took 29.66 to make that to make the top 8. And 30.3 to make the top 16. So you can see how really tight it was, Andy.
Oh yeah, very much so, very much so. But world-class racing, and that's what it's all about, making sure we get these times in. And we're just watching the last of this summary rolling through now.
Lucy Hope, Rachel Williams, Karen Reid, Emily Grant. The B1 is Kirsty Simpson, Megan Briggs.
Yeah, it's all very quick when we have all these 50s. We'll get a chance when we get onto one of the longer races to talk about the new backstroke blocks. This is the first of the breaststroke heats. 7 heats of this again. Just 2 lengths of breaststroke. Really all about racing and spotting and diving. It's all over before it's begun. They have to be so tuned in. First heat, lane 1, Stuart Stewart. 2, Craig Watts. 3, David Muir. 4, Gareth Haverfield. 5, Scott Quinn. 6, Kieran Preston. 7, Greg Reid. And 8, Blair Doherty. So in this one it's lane number 1 at the moment. That's Stuart Stewart from East Lothian with the yellow cap. Ewan Stewart ended on 32.6 and he finishes at 31.2, so 1.4 faster than his entry time. Second there to Blair Doherty. Official result, first was Stuart Stewart, 31.21, second Blair Doherty, and third Craig Watts. Moving now to heat number 2. Lane 1, Alistair Crichton. 2, Jordan Lamb. 3, Ewan Dalgleish. 4, Daniel Tiffin. 5, Taylor Young. 6, Stephen Lamb. 7, Darren Smith. And 8, Billy Davis. So the outside lane again, perhaps. Alistair Crichton along with Jordan Lamb.
So heat 2, a pretty close one after Crichton and Jordan Lamb in particular.
There's Alistair Crichton in 31.5. That's another one just about a second inside his entry time. Second, Jordan Lamb. And that's confirmed. Third was Taylor Young. Taylor Young from St Thomas Arbroath. Moving now to heat number 3. All these swimmers entered times around about 35, 21.5 and slightly slower. Said slightly slower just means 0.2 a second. So Matthew Fennick in lane 1, 2, Craig Cameron in 2, Michael Tang in 3, Chris McComb in 4, Aaron Law in 5, Cameron Muir in 6, Craig Barnes in 7, and Luke Nevison in lane 8.
And I must say it's the most even heats that we've seen all morning here. It's real blanket swimming all the way through, but I'm thinking that maybe Cameron Moore has the edge on this one at the moment in lane 6. Let's have a look on the spot. Ooh, just touched out.
Craig Barnes gets it 30.85, just 0.02 ahead of Michael. So Craig Barnes official result 30.85. Second, Cameron Muir 30.87. Aaron Law third, 31.01. So in this one, it's a heat 4. Lane 1, Adam Murray. Yep. Lane 2 is Jack Cornish. 3, Ian Elric. 4, Martin Douglas. 5, Martin Perry. 6, Dale McInanish. 7, Paul Adamson. And Callum Deans is in lane 8.
Jack maybe coming through to take it. It's going to be close. No, in fact, it's Martin. 40.05.
So Martin Carey just getting the touch ahead of Jack McCormish on that one, it seems.
Yeah. Again, the swimmers right on their best times, really. Nearly all of them just on their best time. And that one, Kerry Martin winning 30.5, Jack McCormish third, Ian Elric. So we're now moving in the first of the 3 seeded heats. In lane 1, I'll give you a second, that's the race starts. Lane 1, Andrew McFadden. 2, Luke Spain. 3, Andrew Weatheritt. 4, Ewan Ingalls. 5, Joseph Wellstead. 6, Chris Kerr. 7, Jack Holroyd. And 8, Ian Rose.
So it's going to be an interesting one as we go into these seeded heats here. And we've got Andrew Weatheritt here who's leading the charge, but we've actually got about 5 Scottish 50-metre breaststrokers inside the Commonwealth time already, so this is an interesting event.
Pretty much on that, 27.14.
Winning time there for lane 3, Andy Weatheritt. 27.14 inside by 0.7 is entry time. And second officially was Joseph Wellstead, and third Ewan Ingalls. Fantastic heat. This is heat 6. Lane 1, Benedict Tortellano. 2, Matthew Nicholson. 3, Douglas Scott. 4, Ross Murdoch. 5, Craig Benson. 6, Jack Thorpe. 7, Nicholas Cook. And 8, Robert Bryce.
So Ross Murdoch in lane 4 there on the turn, but he's going to get hunted back by Craig Benson, who obviously had a fantastic season last season. But this is such a fierce heat. Keep our eyes out on for the finish here, guys. I think it's going to be, Ross Murdoch for the finish.
Ross Murdoch, lane 1, 27.38. 27.38. Official results. Ross and winning 27.38. Douglas Scott, second in 28.12. And second equal, Jack Thorpe, Edinburgh University, 28.12. So second equal there. So final heat of the men's 50, lane 1 Greg Watson, 2 Nicholas Quinn, 3 Mark Campbell, 4 Mark Tully, 5 Jamie Graham, 6 Andrew Rodgey, 7 Daniel Lim, and 8 is Kyle Bowley.
Okay, so eyes on for who can get into the wall here. Jamie Graham in lane 5, great sprinter, but it's Andrew Rodgers looking strong in lane 6 at the moment as well. Great to see him coming back into form. Eyes on lane 4.
And the touch does well.
Wow, couldn't call that one. Couldn't call that one, Charlie. Very, very tight.
So another couple of swimmers in the 27s there. Winning time, Mark Campbell, 27.89. Second, Mark Tully, 27.93. Third is Jamie Graham.
Just another 200s back, 28.08.
Spinning through these times, 28.06 made the top 8 and 28.71 the top 16.
So close on that. It was great racing all the way through that event though, because each heat that we saw, it was just blanket racing all the way through. You couldn't call it, especially from our viewpoint here, which is just above at the top of the stands, and we're about halfway of this 25-meter pool. As they pass us, those racing positions were so hard to pick out there.
And the standard of breaststroke now so strong. You know, we're getting I mean, not everybody there is Scottish, but a tremendous reputation in Scotland and tradition in Scotland for producing breaststrokers. Is it something in the water? I've been asked before now.
If it is, let's keep drinking it.
Moving now to the women's 200 butterfly. 7 heats of this. So in the first of the heats, it's lane 1 Elsa Beck, South Aberdeenshire, 2 Claire Maloney, Carnegie, 3 Katie McKenzie, Highland, 4 Hannah Durick of Warrender, 5 is Amy Young, Bishop Stortford, 6 Louise Fair, Heart of Midlothian, 7 Nikki Miller, South Lanarkshire, and 8 is Natalie Lease of West Lothian.
So a great opening to this 200 butterfly for these girls here, and some fantastic racing already this morning, Charlie. And for any of the guys watching, if you have been enjoying this world-class racing so far like we have, there's some great up-and-coming events, and tickets are now on sale for the Scottish Gash National Championships at Tollcross, which are on the 3rd to the 6th of April next year. Now this meet is going to be the first opportunity for our swimmers to qualify and achieve those qualifying times for the Commonwealth Games. So if you want that ticket information, you can go to Ticketmaster, www.ticketmaster.co.uk/Scottish Swimming, or call their number 08 444 999 990 and get those tickets all snapped up ready for that racing. We're going to rejoin in here at the halfway point, and our leader at the moment, Claire Maloney, in lane 2. 200 fly, it's a ruthless event though, isn't it, Charlie? Really tough one to try and get the pacing right for it.
And of course Andy, speaking as a former butterfly international, so he should know a little bit about this.
Yeah,
You remember these, the third 50 on the butterfly?
Oh, the third and the fourth. It can be a ruthless event if you don't get the pacing just right. And as we've seen the lead switch over in this 50 that we've been discussing, the lead has now switched back across to Hannah Durek from Warrender in lane 4. She's really going to have to really keep those legs going through this final 50. You want to try and keep the hips nice and high on butterfly. As soon as they drop, oh, it's going to feel like somebody's dropped a piano on your back. So she's doing a great job. You can see the hips are still popping up there. Final turn, great streamlining off the wall. Hannah doing a great job just bringing this one home here. Quite an even race across the field for the rest of the guys, but Hannah opened up, probably a substantial 8-9 meter lead on the rest of the field.
And there we have another example. Hannah finishing in 2:26.7 there in lane 4. Her entry time 2:33.7. So I think most people would be very pleased if we did a PB like that. So official result of that first of 7 heats. First, just again, sometimes the judges and referees have a little conference after these races to make sure everything's okay. Not too frequently there are disqualifications in butterfly. There we go. Hannah Durek, 2:26.7. Second, Nikki Miller, and third, Elsa Beck. Second heat, lane 1, Barry Swanson from Hearts. Second, Kiana McInnes of Hearts. 3, Emily Bryce. First, Falkirk. 4, Georgia Calendar from Milgyan Bearsden. 5, Anya Sodi, Sunderland. 6, Amy Henshaw, Sunderland. 7 is Megan Felt, South Aberdeen. And 8 is Paige Aitchison of Hearts.
So yeah, just whilst those girls are racing out in that first half of the race, we've got a great offer for you as well. When we were talking about the Scottish Gash National Championships at Tollcross, 3rd till the 6th of April, with that being the qualifying meet, the tickets for the heats, they start as low as £4, and the finals are as low as £6. And the great deal, the great offer I'm going to extend to you guys today is if 5 or more sessions are booked over the phone, you get a 10% discount. So that phone number, guys, get the pens ready. It's 08 444 999 990. So we're going to pick this race up again at this halfway point, and we've got 2 girls who are side by side as we go through this. So we've got Georgia Calendar from lane 4, Milgyan Bearsden, and also we've got lane 7 swimming so well, which is Megan Feld from South Aberdeen. It's this third 50 here where we've really got to make sure that we stick in, really use the turn, streamlining, and keep that kick rolling through. Girls are doing a great job on this one. It's hard to call third place at the moment as we've got 4 girls all pretty much in a line there on the far side of the pool from the screenshot. As we get into this last 50, it's so hard to split both Georgia and Megan there. There's literally a 10th of a second between them, so it's all out war down the last 50, girls. Got to try and make sure that you keep just focusing on finishing off every stroke so well as we do this. And again, it's so tough to call on that. I've got to say that I think Georgia was just first into touching the wall there. But it's shocking about. We've got two new girls coming into the mix now, and this is a late challenge here from Kiana McInnes in lane 2. She's gonna have fantastic last 50 there, Charlie. That was brilliant.
Well, that's another 4 seconds inside her entry time. Kiana McInnes in lane number 2 for Hearts. Just wait for that to be confirmed. There it is, Kiana McInnes. 2:27.72. Second, Anya Sodi, and third, Georgia Calendar. Heat 3, lane 1, Ines Holiday, Elgin, 2, Jodie Anderson, Highland, 3, Gemma Brown, first to Falkirk, 4, Freya Thompson, Perth City, 5, Charlotte Wren, 6, Paige Lang, Milgine Bearsden, 7, Bethany Brody, South Lanarkshire, and Katie Taylor's in lane 8 for first.
So we've got an early leader here. We've got Paige Lang in lane 6, who's really setting her stall out. I always love when somebody's got the guts to really go forward in that first half of the race. It's going to make sure that the second half is going to sting a little bit, but only by really putting yourself out there in that first half of the race are you ever going to get those big gains, those big PBs. And she really is. She's set her stall out really well on this one, Paige, and let's see how she looks at this 100-meter turn here.
Yeah, there's something about butterfly, isn't there, Andy? Because if you go out over quick, you can die very, very quickly. It's a really difficult balance to get right in butterfly.
Oh, it is very much, Charlie. You're right there. So Paige was turning there in a 107.3, and Charlotte Wren in lane 5 isn't going to let her get away on this one. I think she's going to keep trying to track her back and use her as a little bit of a spotting point. But you're right. If you get the pacing wrong, you can die quite a horrible death on butterfly. I think I've visited that place more than once. But hey, Paige doing a great job here, isn't she?
She really has done. She's got the pace absolutely right for her. She entered on 2:28.
Yeah, we're going to see if we can smash that time today. But the important thing, as you can see, as the strokes there rippling through, and as the screen pops back out, you can see the hits are still popping up near to the surface, and that means that we're staying really nice on top of the water, so we're not having to swim through the water, we're trying to swim over the top of it there. It's brilliant, really starting to slow down a little bit on the turn-ins there from some of the guys. So let's keep an eye on the clock. This is massive, this one.
So it's Paige 2:25.07. So 3 seconds inside, more than 3 seconds inside our entry time.
Oh, great celebration. That's what it's about, isn't it?
So official result about to come through. Again, most of those girls entered on 2:27 or 8, and several of them inside that. Here we have the winning time. Paige Lang, 2:25.07, Milgine Bearsden. Second, Charlotte Wren, and third, Freya Thompson. So we're now in the first of the 3 seeded heats. Heat 4, lane 1, Sophia Green, Elgin. 2, Jessica Thompson, City of Aberdeen. 3, Daniel Gilbert, Darwin Side. 4, Jodie Bunker, City of Sunderland. 5, Lauren Hodgson, Newburn. 6 is Shannon Snedden from First. 7 is Ella Shilday from Stirling. And 8 is Ailey Duffy, City of Aberdeen.
So eyes on the middle of the pool here, guys. Lauren Hodgson there in lane 5, looking good through the first half of this race so far, but it's looking like a northeast battle between lane 4 and lane 5, between City Sunderland swimmer and a Newburn swimmer. So a great bit of local rivalry there going on.
I can remember, Andy, over the years, we've had a tremendous number of visitors from the northeast of England, and many of those swimmers I remember have become now the big coaches of Britain, from the northeast of England. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, I've got to be a little bit biased being a Scottish guy swimming out of City in Newcastle myself. I've got to be biased as to what the northeast can do for a swimmer. But I tell you what, this is a fantastic looking swim from Lauren so far in lane 5. She's really making sure she's keeping the length of that stroke, which is also very important. You don't want to shorten up, you don't want to let those arms start to drop there. She's making sure those hands are getting really close together at the entry of the stroke. She's going all the way through past her hips. And now she's got over her body length up on the rest of the field. This is a great swim. Let's see, can we get sharp around the turn? Now it's all about spotting the wall, seeing where it is, making sure we get that nice efficient stroke that's rolling in. 1, 2, and 3. There we go, fantastic, right onto that full stroke.
So Jodie Bunker 2 seconds inside her entry time there in lane 4. 2:25.03. Sorry, just outside her, beg your pardon. 2:24.8 was her entry time. And the brighter people listening will know that I made a mistake earlier on. That's not a seeded heat. We've got 3 seeded heats still to come. Official result: Lauren Hodgson, second Jodie Bunker, and third Channel Snedden. So this is heat 5, first of the seeded heats. In lane number 1, Emma Bainbridge, Derwent side. 2, Alicia McCrory from Derwent side. 3 is Karen Kelly, Stirling. 4, Laura Dawson, University of Stirling. 5 is Gillian Clark, East Lothian. 6 is Megan Briggs of Warrender. 7 is Lucy Walton, Sunderland. And 8 is Barry High, Wren 96.
So eyes on the top of the screen on this one as Alicia McCrory up in lane 2 has got a great opening 50 there. She's the leader at that opening point, 30.5 there. But seeing the centre lanes now as we come into the second 50 start to get involved a little bit more in the racing. And it's quite even on that turn there. We've got Laura Dawson in lane 4 there. She's again a northeast swimmer. There we go. Seems like it's just drawing everybody up to these fantastic waters as well, isn't it?
Well, I remember, Andy, I think when people used to speak to me about this, it was the pool, yes, and then the place too. You know, it was easy to come to and really nice for people to visit.
And again, we've said all the way through, we are going to be biased as commentators here, but this is an incredible pool to race in, and it's such a fantastic feeling. It's a friendly meet to come to. You know, you can, if you watch any of the other swimming that's going on around, it's a very friendly event, and it's that nice relaxed atmosphere that really brings on fast racing. So here we go, last 50. Do you want to call the winner at this point?
Not really, but we'll. I think perhaps if I are looking for form, we're probably looking to lane number 4 there.
Yeah, I think Laura Dawson could be a good shout, but this is such a fantastic swim for Alicia McCrory here from lane 2 as well. It's got to be hurting on that last turn. You've got to just hold it together. Great underwater. Look at that. 8-9 meters underwater on the last turn. And wow, she's made a break for it. There you go. So thankfully, turns showing us that can make a difference. 2:16.78. Brilliant finish.
So that's, would you believe, more than 4 seconds inside her entry time. And just Alicia McCrory for Doe inside, 2:16.78. Second there going to. All right. So again, a little bit of checking going on here before the result is formally announced.
But yeah, well, massive last turn there. Absolutely massive last turn, and that makes, well, it made the difference between first and second there.
This requires that little bit extra sort of grit, doesn't it? And you know, just saying, well, I'm going to push and maybe miss a breath.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They say that that pain's temporary, but victory's forever, right?
So here we go. The result confirmed, I think. Let's just see it. Yes. Alicia McCrory, 2:16.78 for Doe inside. Second, Laura Dawson, and third, Gillian Clark. So in heat number 6 of these 7 heats, lane 1 is Elizabeth Sim of Warrender, 2 Eve White, Dumfries, 3 is Emma Sinclair, City of Sunderland, 4 is Izzy Grant, City of Sheffield, 5 is Tane Bruce, Carnegie, 6 Megan Donnelly, Milgay and Bearsden, 7 Ashley McAdam, West Lothian, and 8 Carissa Amigo of City of Sunderland.
And it's Megan Donnelly there in lane 6, looking really, really good. Touching that turn, yeah. Really great opening 50. Let's see if the middle 2 lanes, who traditionally on paper would be the faster 2 swimmers, can get on terms as this race progresses. Tane Bruce really staying under nicely on that turn as well there. It's brilliant. There's 3 swimmers right in the mix of this race now here, Charlie, and that's what you want. That's going to really produce good times when you've got a battle on your hands and you've got to pitch yourself against the person next to you. So it's Izzy Grant who's is leading the way in lane 4 at the moment, but choosing to pop up a little bit before the other 2 girls when we come out of the turns. So just watching that on this one when they're on the underwater phase.
Couple of weeks ago, did a 2:13 up at Glenrothes.
But it seems to be working because she's holding on to that lead at the moment. So let's see if Izzy can carry it through into this final 50, or if Tane Bruce is going to try and shake things up a little bit. Megan Donnelly by no means out of the picture on this one. I think she's on for a really good race here.
Tane is continuing to push her all the way here.
And if that can pull her through to one of the spots in the final, then racing in the evening is always exciting.
So it's Izzy and Tane.
So again, Izzy just about making 5 metres off that turn, where Tane's making about between 7 and 8 metres. So interesting. And it is Izzy who's going to be holding on for this in lane 4. Nice to the clock. It's a good swim, 2:12.8.
2:12.8, and
second Tane Bruce.
she entered on 2:11.8, so pretty close to her best time there. Second to Tane Bruce. Again, we wait for the official results to come through. These are the seeded heats, so there's a bit more of a range between the entry times on these last 3 heats, but the centre lane is usually the quick one. So the official result: Izzy Grant 2:12.82, second Tane Bruce, third to Megan Donnelly. We come to the 7th and final heat. In lane 1, Rebecca Murray first, 2 Kirsty Armstrong best, that's the borders, 3 Megan Finnan from South Lanarkshire, 4 is Eleanor Sheridan, Loughborough, 5 Rachel Kelly, Loughborough, 6 Rebecca Smith from Warrender, 7 Tara Horworth from Lincoln Vulcan, and 8 is Jennifer Davis from Edinburgh University.
Yeah, just looking back to that last heat, if the times we've got down in front of us are right, then that could be a 2-second PB for Tane Bruce off that. So that's fantastic morning racing. With regards to this heat here, got a great battle again on our hands, and it's the head-to-head battles that are going to make really strong racing during this meet, I think. And we've got Eleanor Sheridan and Rachel Kelly in 4 and 5, both from Loughborough University. So a great little bit of local rivalry between the squads there. And that's what's carrying us through this first 100.
Eleanor entered on 2:10, so I think she'll be swimming, comfortably ahead. Her entry time was more than 4 seconds ahead of the next girl.
And that shows that she really relaxes in this third 50 now. You can see how the fly kick's still riffling through her body. It doesn't look as if it's being laboured. It doesn't look like it's tough. It looks like it's still nice and in control. Really good third 50 there to open a gap there on Rachel Kelly.
Just over 34 there, so if she keeps this going, she will be very close to our 2
So look in, we want to spot this last wall here. Eyes on, nice. Low to the water, turning round. Nice rippling kick under the water, breaking out about 7 or 8 metres. And she stretches there, I think, maybe 2 body lengths ahead. Real nice, comfortable swim, and a nice ease into the wall there. 2:08, wow.
To Eleanor Shenner, that's 2 seconds inside her entry, or 1.5 seconds inside her entry time. Eleanor Sheridan from Loughborough University. Second with her clubmate Rachel Kelly. And we'll wait to see the confirmation of third. So there we have it. Eleanor Sheridan, second Rachel Kelly, and third Rebecca Smith for Warrender, who actually comes from the Isle of Skye, joined Warrender this year.
And just as that summary just goes through there, that was fantastic racing. That last heat especially had the leader there going almost 2 seconds inside what was her best time. You know, that was fantastic. I don't know about you, but this is unheard of usually in heat racing. It can sometimes be flat at the meet during the heats.
Yeah, if we can keep this going and maybe add a little spice to the finals, goodness knows what's going to happen tonight.
Just feel the energy of Glasgow 2014 just starting to ramp up now, can't you?
It's fantastic that both in Scotland and England, a lot of English swimmers here. There are tremendous competition for places. So looking down there, just showing all the times from that event, the women's butterfly. Moving now to the men's 400 metres freestyle, and there are 7 heats. Shows you the depth. You know, you're entering the slowest times entered 4 minutes 15.5 and the fastest 3:47.9. So in this first heat, lane number 1, Fraser Reid of Warrender. Second, lane 2 is Graham Brown of South Ayrshire. 3, Scott Jackson, City of Glasgow. 4, Hamish Milne of Perth City. 5, Johnson Shearer of City of Glasgow. 6 is Joe Middleton of City of Sunderland. 7, Joseph Miley of Geary. And 8, Mark McRae, South Lanarkshire.
Joseph Miley in lane 7 has the edge. 16 next to the pool.
So entry times here, all 4:13s to 4:15s. Interestingly, often people say to you how young swimmers are. Well, things have changed a bit. You know, let's look at this first and slowest heat. The ages of the swimmers. The youngest is 16, and there are 3 16-year-olds. And up to 21-year-old. The oldest in here is Johnston Shearer, who's swimming in lane 5, is age 21.
Good, right up with them in lane 4 is Hamish Milne, Bath City, Stephen's brother, 4th in the Midland Championships. And lane 2, Brown of South
moment
Ayrshire.
showing best perhaps in lane number 2 is Graham Brown of South Ayrshire, along with in lane number 4 Hamish Milne of Perth City.
Halfway point, 2:34 for Miley. Still fairly close. Nearly a second now.
So Joseph Miley there in lane 7, opening up this event really nicely, and got a great deal of distance background to him. Usually see him in some of the longer distance events as well, Charlie, and Norman does such a fantastic job of being really well paced through his events. I think that Patrick, his dad, who is head coach there, does a great job in getting all of his swimmers to understand the importance of the pacing and getting an even pace to these events. And so far he's going through this third 100 very nicely. Keeping that nice leg kick right up at the surface. Motorboat just keep propelling him forwards.
300, Miley 306.27.
It looks like Alston's going to be, no, sorry, Joseph is going to be the first swimmer home, and he's going to make that checkpoint, isn't he? He's going to put down the first time for people to hunt down. Graham Brown looking good in second place over on the other side of the pool. See if he can keep that ahead of the lads who are in the centre lanes at 4 and 5, Hamish Milne and Johnson Shearer.
So that's 42 and change.
But the last 50, it can sometimes be an all-out assault, can't it?
You can get the sprint going down this last lane.
And people are starting to find their leg kicks now. And I think that Hamish Milne's going to try and track down Graham Brown as Joseph Miley finishes this off in the lead. It's a real head-down battle now.
Joseph Miley 4:7.93 there in lane 7. He entered on 4 minutes 14. So there's another example. 7 seconds inside what we think will be his best time. Most swimmers on their best times there. One reserve that came in, a couple of swimmers were a bit slower than that. But Joseph Miley 4:7.93, Graham Brown, and third Hamish Milne. So heat 2 of this 7-heat event is lane number 1, Callum Chappie, Winsford. 2, Daniel McGregor, Warrender. 3, Joe Steele, South Aberdeenshire. 4 is Scott MacArthur, Stirling. 5 is John Wright, North Ayrshire. 6 is Scott McCormick, with a doe inside. 7, James Lauder, Hartland Midlothian. And 8 is Paul Adamson, Dundee University.
1 and 2, just 100 separating the under 15.
So as this race opens up here, we get a quick chance to recap on one of the comments he made earlier on during the backstroke, and you wanted to bring up the development on starting blocks of how that can now come into play for the backstrokers, and it's going to be something new for them to adapt to. And adapt's the key word, don't you think, Charlie? There's been so many great adaptations within the sport.
Absolutely. I mean, you'll see on the starting blocks now that we've had for the last 2 or 3 years the new block, which has benefited butterfly and freestyle and breaststroke swimmers, because they can put the foot comfortably at the back like a starting block in athletics. That's backstrokers haven't had the equivalent.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, swimmers will refer to that point on the block as being the wedge, and it's a movable wedge. You'll be able to see it's just coming into shot now, and swimmers can arrange that and move that to whatever distance from the front of the block as they want, and it makes a really nice kind of back footrest to get a good springboard off that block to get into that dive. So for backstroke to be getting a development for their starts as well, it's fantastic.
And it is interesting because the Americans have been using them a little bit in some of their competitions for a while, and it means the backstrokers can really get out of the water, and of course they're usually very flexible, and you'll have, I hope, seen some shots of backstroke dives, and it's really spectacular, and then they're going to be underwater for the next 15 meters. So I think it'll be once they've got used to it, it'll take a little bit of getting used to, and that's a concern that we get these blocks here to practice with, train with pretty soon, so that we can really use that new bit of equipment.
Indeed. So as we now look to the racing, we're going to pick this up and And Simon McCormick there in lane 6, he's doing a great job out now. As we're turning here at the 250 point there, it's a fantastic looking race so far because there's so many players involved here. When we look out as it pans out the shot there, you can see we've got 4, 5, almost 6 swimmers all in the hunt for this. So still all to play for. Got some great streamlining coming off the walls there, and going to see if Scott MacArthur, good distance swimmer coming out of Stirling, can try and get back on terms here. And here we go at the turn. He has indeed. He's got right back into the mix. Really hoping to try and pull away in this final 100 now. Going to the legs already, which is a great sign that we're seeing that as we're going to start progressing through these heats, we're going to see these athletes getting stronger and stronger. Fantastic turn again there. So it's Scott MacArthur from Simon McCormick from John Wright in lane 5 in the middle in 3rd place.
So far in this race, but he's in 3rd with 50 to go.
Here we go, 50 to go. Let's see it. Let's get a bit of all-out war going on again now. Oh, Simon McCormick, he's really starting to try and dig deep now. Breathing to the wrong side though. Only breathing to one side. It's so important as a freestyler to try and keep your eye on the guys around you. The bilateral breathing can be so important on this event, right?
Yeah, well, this is all about racing here, and yet the times are going to be so good too. Look at this.
That's going to be really close, but it's
4:5.59 for Scott MacArthur in lane 4. He entered on 2 minutes 9.8. With another dramatic drop from entry time. Second at this stage on the world, second confirmed is Simon McCormick and Hedoward side 4:6.55, and third John Wright 4:6.59. There's 400s between those two, second and third. So we now move to heat 3, 7 heats. Lane 1, Ross McDonald, Ren 96. Lane 2, Callum Reid of Warrender. 3 is Alistair Wright of Derwent side. 4, Mark Dean, City of Glasgow. 5, Jack McCormish of City of Glasgow. 6, Ross Hughes, North Ayrshire. 7, Rory Kirkwood, City of Glasgow. And 8 is Ross Gale, Ren 96.
So Alistair Wright really setting his stall out in this in lane 3 here. Brilliant start, he just popped up, he really exploded down the first 25. Really want him to try and continue that pace all the way through. He looks so long in the water here, such a long stroke, stretching right forward. You see the hand, it's just placing up at the top of the stroke. Really relaxed, looking very nice and smooth so far. Turn there, 56.0 at that first 100 turn. Really good here. It would be it'd be fantastic if Ross Hughes here in lane 6 can get on terms with him into the middle part of this race.
Yes, I mean, according to the entry times, there were only about 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds, 2.3 seconds between number 1 and number 8. So at the moment, it's a little bit more than that, but that's because up front we've got Alistair Wright setting such a pace.
Yeah, he is indeed, and he's holding his turns. He's just coming up just the good side of the flags. He's just clearing that 5 metre mark at the moment so far. So that'll be good if he can keep just holding on to that distance off the walls. I'm starting to get the feeling that if Ross Hughes and Jack McCormish want to track him down, this has got to be the time now. It's got to be at this 200 mark here. If they can put in a big 100 here, this will be your point.
Excellent split there, 157 for Alistair Wright. Bear in mind he ended on 4 minutes 8, so his schedule at the moment just over the 4 minutes, I would imagine.
And if that is his PB that we have written down on paper of a 4:08, then this would be a mind-blowing result for him. still going so strong here, so smooth in that long stroke. In lane 5, got Jack McCormick. He's just managing to pull away from Ross Hughes here, so just trying to make his break away from what was his mirror rival there just now.
Olympic events, including 4 in the summer in this event.
And we might just have a battle on our hands here, Charlie. It might just start to develop into something exciting here at the end. Because Jack McCormick, he's gone to those legs and he's really starting to use them hard. And if he can, if off that next turn.
Remember that Alistair Wright, you'll see there's a star on your program. He's a Scot who trains and lives in Derwentshire.
So Jack McCormick, if he can make a break now, Alistair Wright's breathing to the other side. As you can see, Alistair Wright's breathing to his right. So if there's a time to track him down, it's right now. And he's coming at him. Big turn. Up and out, legs, going hard. He's definitely closed the gap, but I think this pool's going to be too short for him today.
And he's the one with all the momentum here, and this is getting very tight as they come to the wall.
So
that's racing.
Alistair Wright just over the 4 minutes, 0.79, and just behind him, Jack McCormick, 4 minutes, 0.84. And as I mentioned, Alistair Wright, a Scot living in England.
And US15 hearing impaired British record.
Jack McCormick, deaf swimmer there, he's just picked up a record there, which is fantastic news.
And so the result, Alistair Wright 1, 2 Jack McCormick, and 3 is Rory Kirkwood.
Yeah, that was an S15 British record for Jack McCormick there.
So moving on to heat number 4. So heat 4 in lane 1 is Dale Wellstead, Warrender. 2 is James Blacker, Warrender. 3 is Ian Portier, City of Glasgow. 4 Duncan Scott at first. 5 Ewan Murgatroyd, Dumfries. 6 Morgan Berryman, City of Belfast. 7 Donny Price, South Main. And lane 8 Matthew Anderson of Warrender.
So quite an even start to this race so far. Ian Porteous just first at the 50-metre turn there, but great stroke and great aggressive outlook from Donny Price down in lane 7 as well. I think if he can keep up this this momentum, then he could be on for a fantastic swim here.
So at the 100, looks like it is going to be Ian, 56.40. Good one, they run meet in November. Michael Scott, who's been a blister for recent months, winner in this event on the autumn meet.
So smooth off that turn from Duncan Scott though in lane 4, just so effortless it seems. Such a nice gliding stroke as well.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see these young guys. Ian and Duncan, age 23 in Ian's case, and Duncan, age 16, almost look older because they just look so relaxed, so long strokes.
Oh, that was another fantastic turn there, and as we've seen, just a change in the lead there as Duncan Scott just starts to try and make his mark on this swim here. It's the turns each time where I think he's really coming into his own. His transition from that fly kicking up into the stroke really helping smooth into that race.
So these two turning on 156, so again, this one I think we're going to get under the 4 minutes here in this heat, which is, you know, we've got 3 more heats to go after this. This is going to be, I'm sure, under 4 minutes for these two.
It'd be a brilliant marker to put down for these next guys that are about to come into the seeded heats. And it is Duncan Scott at that turn who's just starting to make his break now. He's gone to his legs. You can see the propulsion, the splashes coming from that. And still a nice long stroke that's being stretched out ahead. See if Ian Porteous can try and respond now. Now he's breathing, you can see him. Unfortunately, he's on his feet now. It's always a tough place to be, right?
Funny how that change was just at that turn, previous turn at this end, and Ian took about 2 meters off him, but that 2 meters, maybe 3 meters now.
This is interesting because the Scottish junior record stands 3:56 dead. Can we see a second Scottish junior record set this morning seen from Duncan Scott? He's certainly going to be there or thereabouts.
It's going to be interesting. Can we have a massive last 50 to try and get in at that junior Scottish record, do you think?
3:25.67 with 50 to go.
So we're here in that 3:56. 0-0 is the time to look for as we stretch out into this last turn.
Remember that Scottish junior record stands at 3:56 dead. That's the time.
Oh, this is going to be close, this one, guys. He's got to get his head down now. This could be on. Fantastic. Yes, it is.
Duncan Scott, a new Scottish record. A new Scottish junior record, beating the old one of 3:56. Fantastic swim there, Andy.
That is superb. Record's fallen in the morning of day one. Brilliant.
So looking to see the times confirmed on result. There we are. Duncan Scott 3:55.29. Second, Ian Porteous 3:58.31. And third, Morgan Berryman. So heat 5, first of the 3 seeded heats. Lane 1, Rob Bale, University of Stirling. 2, Martin Kremen, Stirling. 3, Joshua Walsh, University of Stirling. 4 is Roberto Pavoni, Loughborough University. 5 is Daniel Fogg, Loughborough University. 6, Joe Faulkner, City of Sheffield. 7 is Solomon Butt, Aberdeen. And 8 is Callum Baxter of North Lanarkshire.
So now it's the attack of the Olympians, it would seem, as we've got Rob Bale in lane 1 from Stirling, Olympian from London, and again teammates Roberto Pavoni and Dan Fogg in the centre of the pool, also Olympians swimming out. So a lot of talent in the pool here. We've got world champ swimmers, we've got European junior swimmers in this pool. This is a fantastic heat to watch. And our leader at the turn here, Roberto Pavoni, lane 4, followed by the distance specialist Dan Fogg in lane 5. But it's Roberto Pavoni, usually more favoured to his individual medley racing, but showing that he can get his hands wet on a 400 freestyle as well, it would seem. And it's those two guys from Loughborough in the centre of the pool, Dan Fogg and Roberto Pavoni, that are really battling it out. As you can see, as they come out of this turn, you can see that Dan Fogg in the black hat from lane 5, he's swimming right on the lane rope there. What he's trying to get himself in a position to do is ride the wave of Roberto Pavoni if he can. He's wanting to try and make sure that because of the drag wave that Roberto will make behind him, if Dan Fogg can get on that, that'll help him along. It'll assist him with that swimming. It'll make him feel a little bit easier through there. So that's why he's right on that centre lane line. He's trying to catch a ride there.
So Roberto turning in 1:51.19, which is well on schedule to be close to his entry time. He entered on 3:44.9, and then second place, of course, Daniel Fogg.
So they're turning up at this top turn at the 250 mark here, and it's these two guys that have just totally ran away from the rest of the field, and it seems it's very deceiving because the rest of the field is still swimming very fast, but those two Loughborough guys who come from a big distance background are really using all of that strength there.
It'll be interesting to see this split with 100 metres to go. We're on 2:49.02, so It's really not going to be far away, I think, from the entry time.
No, definitely not. And it's always interesting to kind of mention at this point where different people might be in their training cycles. We said that this is an interesting time for some fast racing, but there are other people that will come to this meet who may be in big blocks of hard work, so they may not be feeling as fresh as some of the others. But Roberto Pavoni is really putting his stamp down here, and he's just being watched just by Robbie Rennick, our Glasgow ambassador for 2014. He's just being watched as Robbie's due to race in a couple of moments, and I'm sure that's food for thought going through this morning swimming.
Yes, and I think Roberto just slowed down a little bit there. 3:46.85. Really comfortable looking swim. And next to him, Daniel Fogg, 3:47.7. So we still have 2 more heats to go, remember, in this one. So the official result first goes to Roberto Pavoni, 3:46.85. Second, Daniel Fogg. Third, Martin Kremen. So now on heat 6 in lane 1, Chris Lowther, City of Glasgow. 2, Cameron Smith, Edinburgh University. 3, Jack Birchall, Loughborough University. 4, Matthew Johnson, University of Bath. 5 is Max Litchfield, City of Sheffield. 6 is Nick Granger, City of Sheffield. 7 is Stuart McIntosh, City of Aberdeen. And 8 is Adam Hollows of Derwentside.
So as we look to this race here, we've got an early leader of Nick Granger from lane 6, swimming out of Sheffield, and by the colour of hats, you'd start to think that we've got 2 Sheffield races in this event here, in this heat, sorry, of lane 5 and lane 6. But need to spare a thought that in lane 4, swimming out of University of Bath now, Matthew Johnson is originally a City of Sheffield swimmer who's just gone to university in Bath. So actually, our leading 3 guys are City of Sheffield guys. So that's a testament of their distance background and the training in that 50-metre pool in Ponds Forge in Sheffield. That the 3 leaders at this point have all got a background from there. But it's lane 6 with Nick Granger that's still doing a top job at the moment. He's keeping an eye on the progression.
Matthew Johnson right there with him. Comes from the City of Sheffield program.
And turning in a 151 there. These are fast turning splits, aren't they?
Absolutely, and again, looking at the entry times, and as Andy said earlier on, we have to be aware of the different phases of training, and the fastest entry here was 3:43, so it's going to be challenged again.
And now off that turn, could there be a change? It looks like we've got Max Litchfield who's now starting to take over the lead.
Still on his shoulder is Nick Granger. And these two have just opened up a gap now on Johnson and Burnell. Jack Burnell wearing the yellow cap.
And it's a head-to-head Sheffield 1-2 at the moment. A little bit of rivalry. Now have training partners. These guys are going to know each other from training. They're going to know the strengths, the weaknesses, when to attack, and that's what we're starting to see here. We're seeing Max make his move now, move past Nick Granger in lane 6. He's really started to grab this event.
Back up with these leading 2.
Oh, stretching out now. With 50 to go, hard to believe that that Nick's going to be able to catch Max here, as Max gone to his feet, as you can see. Fantastic kick rolling off his feet there, and starting to open up a full body length and a half probably over Nick. It's a strong swimming here.
Wow. So winning time there for Max Litchfield, 3:44.31, and Max entered on 45.90, so another one way inside. Second, Nick Granger, 3:46.99. Just waiting for the official result. And official results. All right. There we come. It's Max Litchfield, 3:44.31. Second, Nick Granger, and third, Matthew Johnson.
Now eyes to Robbie Rennick.
So the seventh and final heat of this event, lane number 1, Felix Gifford from City of Aberdeen. 2 is Gareth Mills, City of Sheffield. 3, Tom Sunter, City of Sheffield. 4 is Robbie Rennick, City of Glasgow. 5 is Stephen Milne, Perth City. 6, Lewis Smith, University of Stirling. And 7 is Jack Scott, University of Stirling. 8, Gavin Hagerwood of Geary.
So really nice smooth start from Robbie Rennick there as he leads out this final heat. We'll keep an eye on what he opens up this first 100 metres in. But it's always great to see that that swimmers aren't afraid to go out with him. Stephen Mill, a name that we mentioned earlier on in the backstroke event from earlier, who used his turns so well in the backstroke, is now trying to use them again up against Robbie. And through this first 150 metres, he's looking really well placed beside him here, Charlie.
He does indeed, and he's such a talent, such a young guy. Everybody comments about his personality. He has such a gentle sort of clarity of what he wants to do and doesn't get flustered. Very, very impressive young man.
Very much so, yeah. The guy who smiles on full side, definitely. Definitely. Never seen that guy with a frown on his face, so long may that continue. And now, looks like he's going to be touching that wall first, so it looks like he's taking the lead from Robbie Rennick. Robbie now breathing to the left, so probably not got the best view that that Stephen's just started to sneak that away. Now, bearing in mind this is just the heat. We will be picking this up for a final later, but it's a lot of confidence you can gain from taking somebody on to this point in a heat swim.
And a heat swim splitting 1:51.80. So again, we're going to be, something like 3:44 or 45, I imagine, out of this. Entry time from Stephen was 3:45.40. So well on his best time.
Definitely at the 250 mark, he's definitely not passing it back to Robbie just yet. Tom Sunter as well in lane 3 got a great distance background as Tom, so it'd be great to see if he can just kind of pull up alongside and get in the mix as well. And Lewis Smith, obviously, he's Iron Man of Scottish swimming nowadays. Real great IM swimmer, so great to see him strengthening his events by coming out to swim in this one.
So watch this, the real race now. You can see with Robbie Rennick certainly not giving up.
Yeah, Robbie's stroke so smooth and balanced. He just seems like he's just coasting along, but you can see all the time a really long, strong leg kick. But it's Stephen Mills' turns that seem to be keeping him far ahead from Robbie at the moment. He's really holding in good 6-7 meters off every wall. Nice, balanced, bilateral breathing, checking both sides of the pool, keeping his eye on what's going on. Good connection with the wall. Off he goes again. Brilliant. Up another 8 metres off that wall, and he's got a clear water between himself and Robbie now, so massive confidence builder.
3:46.29 time for Stephen Milne there, just outside his best time, and second to Robbie on 3:49.27. So now we wait. Here we have the official results. Stephen Milne 3:46.29 for Perth. Robbie Rennick second, and third is Tom Sumter.
So as this summary rolls through, we've seen some great racing through that 400 freestyle. I think Roberto Pavoni's probably still got some in the tank, as well as Robbie Rennick, I would expect. So that for being a distance event could be quite an exciting one to watch. We've got some well-placed world-class swimmers in there.
Yeah, I mean it took well, as you could see, 3:49 or so to make that. So they just waiting to see it come through now. 3:50 in fact was made it into the top 8.
Very much so. Brilliant set of heats there going through, and as that runs through, I'm going to look towards the next event as well, because it's the women's 100 freestyle, and a couple of ones to watch when we get into these real fast heats at the end of the event. That's Sophie Smith and Amy Smith in the final heat, but before then got Becky Turner and Ann Bachman both swimming, so that'll be a very well balanced heat there, and also Emma Wilkins and of course Caitlin McClatchy in heat 5 to come. So some fantastic talent in this ladies freestyle up and coming.
Yeah, if you look at it now, they're interesting, Andy. For me, all the women entry times are faster than 59.2. So first heat of 7 heats. Lane 1, Katie Phillips, St Thomas of Arbroath. 2, Hannah Vout from Milngavie Bearsden. 3, Gulsum O'Neill from West Lothian. 4 is Karine Kelly, Stirling. 5, Eleanor Spencer, Stirling. 6, Emma Crawford, East Lothian. 7, Lauren Mackenzie, Elgin. And 8 is Lauren Pirouet from First.
And it's looking like it's going to be Emma Crawford at this turn first. So there we go, lane 6, Emma Crawford looking really good on the first 50. She's opened well, keeping that rate up, really stretching forward with her hands. But eyes over to the other side of the pool just as we say that, as Gulsum O'Neill is looking really strong out of this turn. She's looking like she might be able to take this. Head down, holding a really good rate. And head down, last 5. All towards the wall, and it is going to be lane 3.
Gulsum O'Neill from West Lothian, 58.58. And that's confirmed as the winning time in lane number 3. Second was Katie Phillips, and third was Emma Crawford. So in heat number 2, lane number 1, Kirsten Clark of City of Glasgow. 2, Emily Grant of City of Aberdeen. 3 is Daniel Joyce, North Ayrshire. 4 is Nicola Lamb, 5 Performance. 5 is Kate Fraser, Gisborough. 6 is Jennifer Tatters, City of Sunderland. 7, Karen Reid, South Ayrshire. And 8 is Jennifer Henderson of East Lothian.
So we've got Kate Fraser here really attacking the first 50. 27.8 at the turn there, looking really good, but really going to have to hold on to it because the rest of the field are going to start coming back strong now. So look towards Karen Reid, also in lane 7, looking well. But it's so hard to call here, Charlie, isn't it? Because so many people are feeling the energy in this pool today and really taking that through. Karen Reid's looking good though. Could she hold on for this?
And
Scoreboard's just taking its time a little bit, I think, on this one, but I'm going to call it lane 7, Tuka.
Well, just watch to see. It's taking its time, as you say. There's only 2 times up there at the moment.
Yeah, we will indeed wait for that confirmation.
So I can see it on another board. And the winning time, Karen Reid, 58.59. And second, Nicola Lamb, 58.72. And third, Jennifer Henderson, 58.81. We may have to wait for, there it is now, it's confirmed there. Those times I give you: Karen Reid, Nicola Lamb, and Jen Henderson. We move to heat number 3. One, Zoe Mitchell. 2, Anna Fleming. 3, Abby Houston. 4, Andrea Strachan. 5, Caitlin Tootle. 6, Fiona Ingalls. 7, Lauren Gilks. And lane 8 is Rian Gilks.
Caitlin Tootle there, really strong in that opening 25, just carrying that right through to this turn. Going to be turning 27.0, quickest first 50 turn that we've had so far on this event. And she's really keeping that arm rate up. Really important on the sprinting to keep that nice, snappy rhythm of that stroke going and keeping the arms spinning round, making sure they're still nice and long on the stretch, but you want to try and keep that rate up, don't you?
Absolutely, and you know, this is a whole group of 8 girls all entered on 57. And winning time 56.86. That's Caitlin Tootle. Caitlin from the city of Aberdeen. So this is heat 4, lane 1, Rebecca Murray. 2, Amy Harper. 3, Katie Stark. 4 is Laura Dawson. 5 is Samantha Caulfield. 6 is Jessica Christie. 7, Megan Donnelly. And 8, Gillian Clark.
Real close event, this one so far. Hard to call who's really going to be able to take this one, but Katie Stark's looking strong down this third 25. But she might not all have it her own way as Samantha Caulfield. She can come out of the turn, might be able to attack her down this final one. Eyes also up at the top of the screen on Rebecca Murray in lane 1. She might steal this. Oh, so close on that there.
So again, some super PBs. Katie Stark confirmed as the winner in 57.18. Second, Rebecca Murray, 57.23. And third, Jessie Christie, 57.43. One disqualification in lane 4. Laura. So first of the 3 seeded heats, heat 5, lane 1 Raquel Matos, 2 Kirsty Simpson, 3 Rachel Williams, 4 Caitlin McClatchy, 5 Emma Wilkins, 6 Hayley Monteith, 7 Sheann Morgan, and 8 Julie Hunter.
Oh, incredible racing in the centre of the pool here. Caitlin McClatchy and Emma Wilkins going head to head. Oh, it's so fantastic to see Caitlin McClatchy back on form again, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Such a return to such a fantastic athlete. So it's great to see her up there on top of the water, cutting through again. She's looking strong. She's just coming past Emma Wilkins again on this third 25. Just has the edge onto that turn there, and it's going to be all about taking it all the way home here. I know that Emma's a strong freestyler, originally from Plymouth as well, who come out of a really good program, but it's looking like Caitlin's going to have this finish.
Kate McClatchy in lane 4, 54.70. And official time just about to come through. As that was her time confirmed. Second was Emma Wilkins, 55.03, and third Rachel Williams, 56.34. So the sixth heat in lane 1, Jessica Wilkie, 2 Rachel O'Donnell, 3 is Lucy Hope, 4 is Becky Turner, 5 is Anna Botcham, lane 6 is Eloise Barber, 7 is Elizabeth Simmons, and 8 Rachel Sharples.
A lot of talent in this heat here. We've got some fantastic swimmers swimming out, and Lizzie Simmons going really well down at the bottom of the screen there, lane 7, but it's looking like at the turn Becky Turner has that. Really starting to make a mark on this heat now. Becky Turner starting to stretch away. Hard for anybody to stay on track with her. Anne Bachman's going to have a go off this last turn. Lizzie Simmons still strong in 7 there. So I think that's going to be our 1, 2, 3, those 3 girls.
Becky Turner getting the touch in lane number 4, 54.37 ahead of Anne Bachman in 54.74. I'll be well pleased, I think, with those heat times.
Oh, I would imagine so, and I think it's shaping up to be such a fast final, isn't it?
So, and third was Elizabeth Simmons.
It's looking like 54s might be needed for this final, Charlie.
Yeah. Final heat. Lane 1, Shan Hawken, 2 Charlotte McKenzie, 2 Amelia Mohan, 4 is Amy Smith, 5 is Sophie Smith, 6 Rachel Masson, 7 Lauren McEverell, and 8 Alicia McCrory.
Such an electric first turn there by Amy Smith, really showing her intent through this first 50. Watch the speed of the tumble. Right round, snapping the feet onto the wall and bouncing off, using all of that power, all that energy to get up and off. And that's what's given her that full body length advantage over the rest of the field here. It's going to be tough for Amelia and Sophie to try and get back in at her on this. It looks like she's home free away from them. Battles now on for second and third places. So eyes to the clock now. Oh, very nice.
53.48.1 for Amy Smith. Entered on 54. So again, really fabulous times. Almost, I know I'm repeating myself, but these are exceptional swims. I must be caused partly by the venue, but also obviously with the big year ahead of us. So the times, official times, Amy Smith first, second was Sophie Smith, and third was Sophie Smith and second was Becky Turner.
Looks like we may have another swim. 2 joint heats there. Again, more room to get confirmation of that. Already got 2 swimmers. Could this be number 3?
Yeah, interesting, Andy. I mean, the slowest swimmer is 1 minute 1.18 with one disqualification for the start altogether.
I know.
But 49 swimmers faster than 1 minute.
That really does show the strength of this competition here today. And if that's the heats, then guys, definitely tune in for the finals. Because I think we're in for some fantastic racing tonight.
Now, next and final event of the morning session is the men's 100 meters medley. Again, 7 heats, 1 length of each stroke. I'll just go through the names. Lane 1 in first heat, Taylor Young. 2, Aaron Todd. 3, Ross Gale. 4, Daniel McGregor. 5, Blair Doherty. 6, Alex Thompson. 7, Craig Watt. And 8, Alistair Lambert.
So yeah, these guys up onto the backstroke now. Really explosive, really good to see how the guys can get through this, 1 length of each stroke, and just fantastic to see all the fast racing today. Don't forget, guys, that there's still tickets available for the Jewel in the Pool as well on Friday the 20th and Saturday the 21st of December. So for tickets for that, to see the likes of Michael Jameson and the rest of Europe take on America, go to www.jewelinthepool.co.uk. Picking this up now with just anybody's race so far. 6 guys all in a line ready to take this home. If I had to pick one name out, I think I'm going to go for Ross Gale. Oh, called just in time.
Just in time, as they say. 1:2:51, just ahead of 1:2:62. Ross Gale ahead of Aaron Todd. That's the official result. And third is Blair Doughty. First of the 7 heats of the men's medley. You know, the British record for this event is unbelievable, 52.05.
To the reporters table. Thank you.
Great starts there for the second heat.
So the second heat in the men's free medley is lane 1, Luke Nevison. 2, Simran Wilkes. 3, Adam Murray. 4, Robert Bryce. 5, Will Sugarman. 6 is Ewan Simpson. 7, Joseph Smiley. And 8, Kyle Bowley.
So a great first half here from Will Sugarman. My apologies if I'm pronouncing that wrong. It's a great first half, but he's going to have his work cut out. He's going to come back at Robert Bryce on this, who's had a fantastic breaststroke leg. He's breaking up into that freestyle at about 6 meters, and he's really driving for home now. He's opened up that body length lead, and that's a fantastic finish to this this heat for him. Wow.
Here we go, yet another one. The winning time, Robert Bryce there, lane 4, 59.89. He entered on 1:1:56. Second, officially, Simran Wilkes from Warrender, 1:1:31. And third, Kyle Bowley. So we're now on heat 3 in lane 1, Daniel Tiffin. 2, and Ian Elric. 3, Ewan Govan. 4 is Joe Yeoman. 5, Callum Deans. 6, Scott MacArthur. 7, Lewis Roberts. And 8, Paul Adamson.
Ian Elric in lane 2 going really, really well here. First half, he's done top job, and he's doing the back to breast flip, which preference on racers, whether they go for a touch and spin their legs onto the side, or whether they try and do the back to breast flip that you'll see a lot of world-class swimmers doing. Working well for him as he powers onto the breaststroke, and then now to freestyle a turnover, and he's looking really strong all the way through this. This has been a great swim out from lane 2, as the rest of the field following.
Ian Elric in lane 2, under the minute, 59.19. He entered on 1:1:30. Confirmed in first place. Second was Joe Yeoman, and third was Scott MacArthur. So heat 4, lane 1, Danny Kirkham, 2, Greg Watson, 3 is Chris Kerr, 4 is Robbie Moore, 5, Alistair Miley, 6, Rory Target, 7, Greg Watson, and 8 is Chris McComb.
So Greg Watson in lane 2 there. Lane 2 seems to be the lane at the moment. Touching first on that butterfly, but some great backstrokers coming through the field now. Alistair Miley really trying to put his stamp onto this one now. Real sharp turn round there, which is fantastic to see. Up into that breaststroke. Let's see who can come through on this one. Got some very different strokes coming through, but a lot of power. A lot of power as we watch them go forward. And if I had to call, Greg Watson might be going well, but lane 2, Greg Watson, very, very good here. Oh, so fast up and off that. And after a great start on that butterfly, he's finished the job off really well there.
So that's Greg Watson, lane number 2, 58.45. Another one more than 2 seconds inside his entry time. That's confirmed. Second goes to Rory Taggart, and third to Greg Watson. A disqualification there for lane 1, Danny Kirkham. Now coming to the 3 seeded heats, heat 5. So 1 is Felix Gifford, 2 Ewan Ingalls, 3 is Kieran McGuckin, 4 Adam Harrington, 5 Mark Campbell, 6 Luke Spain, 7 Daniel Lim, and 8 is Craig Benson.
So Adam Harrington again, we're seeing him put his stamp out onto this one. I am swimmer by trade. Really good to see him getting involved in this short, sharp event. Got to make sure that the intensity's up on that. Real snappy turns. If anybody's want to work on their turns, really make sure that you're keeping an eye on the great camera work done by our guys here that are picking up the incredible turns. Let's watch this one as he comes in for the breaststroke. In, really low to the water, drives off again. And it's all that power that he's put into the freestyle that's opened up that full body length that he's got up on Mark Campbell beside him. These are brilliant opening heat swims.
Adam Harrington entered on 55.9, finishes on 55.9. Second goes to lane 2, Mark Campbell. Just waiting to see that confirmed. That's 55.9, yeah, 57.97 Mark Campbell. And third, Kieran McGuckin. Heat number 6. Lane 1, Callum Tate. 2, Ross Woolley. 3, Stephen Milne. 4, Lewis Coleman. 5, Andrew Rodgie. 6, Ross Muir. 7, Andrew McGovern. And 8 is Nicholas Cook.
So we urgently now need a coach from the University of Edinburgh.
Lewis Coleman doing a great job on this one. Really winding up into that turn there. Working really well off the wall there as well. If you can as well, guys, have a little look into Lewis Coleman, because he's doing a fantastic piece of charity work at the moment, so please keep your eyes open for that as well. Great turn there, planted his hands there, got a great turn off the wall, and he's opened up again, a great lead. Andrew Rodgie coming back at him here. Stephen Milne still not sitting down, he's not afraid to race anyone, it would seem, but Lewis Coleman all the way in.
Lewis Coleman winning in lane 4, 55.85, just 0.3 off his best. Second to lane number 3, Stephen Milne, and third to Andrew Rodgie. Both swimmers on 56. Now we're moving to the very final race of the morning, barring the swim-offs for reserves. Lane 1, Lachlan McFeet, 2, Ross Murdoch, 3, Craig Bowman, 4, Mark Saranic, 5, Lewis Smith, 6, Stuart McIntosh, 7, Ewan Dunbar, and 8, Dale McNeish.
Oh, Mark Saranic, fantastic opening butterfly leg, and then look at this, incredible underwater by these guys. That was brilliant to watch. Anybody wanting to look for great advocates on underwater, please tune in tonight and watch some of these IM swimmers use their turns. Mark Saranic looking so strong as he leads Craig Bowman and Lewis Smith, who are both very, very apt IM swimmers, but Mark Saranic really putting his stamp on this one. Been back to some great international meets that he's had last season, really making sure that he's carrying it through into this. Open up the lead, really making sure he gets a good lane for tonight. Great racing.
Mark Saranic in lane number 4, entered on 55.11, won it in 55.07. Second was Lewis Smith, swimming in lane 5, and third was Craig Bowman in lane number 3. That's the official result. That's the end of the morning session, barring some swim-offs. So we'll just hold for a moment and we'll tell you about the swim-offs.
Yeah, the swim-offs will be exciting head-to-heads. Whilst we've got a moment just before these swim-offs can continue the racing,
swim-off is for the place of first reserve, and it's between Katinka Merchant of Stirling and in lane 5 Julie Williams of Milk Iron Bears Den.
Enjoying the racing today.
Lewis Coleman, Adam Harrington, Lewis Smith, Stephen Milne, Andrew Rodgie, Craig Bowman and Nicholas Cook. And B finalists Mark Campbell, Ross Murdoch, Kieran McLaughlin, Ian Ingalls, Ross Fior, Stuart McIntosh, Greg Watson of Fife Performance and Harold Tate. And the reserves Daniel Lowe, Ross Woolley, Craig Benson and Andrew McGowan. So the first of our swim-offs now. This is from the women's 50 backstroke.
$50 meters backstroke swim off for a place in the B final. Katinka Merchant in lane 4 and in lane 5 Julie Williams.
Really even starts there. Oh, so hard to split. I'd have to say that Katinka's looking a little bit stronger off that wall. But Julie's she's not going to stop here. She's coming right back strong here. Eyes on the wall here, guys. Oh, so close, but Katinka Merchant just taking that one.
How often this happens in the swim-offs? You have such swims, you know, they produce faster times frequently than the heats. So Katinka Merchant and then Julie Williams, 30.01, 30.12.
So that's followed by breaststroke swim off. Martin Carey at Dundee University against Jack Holroyd of Edinburgh University.
So moving on to the men's 50 breaststroke, two swimmers, Martin Carey and Jack Holroyd. So Martin lane 4, Jack in lane 2, lane 5. They're competing for a second reserve spot.
And look into the reactions. Jack in lane 5 had a slower reaction off the block, but really took some great speed on that underwater, and he's definitely got the edge as he break out into this second length here. It's looking like it could be Jack Holroyd. Oh, close again on that finish there, Charlie.
Again, yeah, I mean 29.87 against 29.46, so 29.46 for Jack, and the winning time 29.46 against 29.87. Now that's to make the second reserve spot for the men's 50 breaststroke. So that concludes this morning's session, Andy. I think for me that's all about really good swims all round, really. I mean, it was for a first session, morning session, that was really very, very good all round.
It's been mind-blowing racing so far. I think that from the very first event, that 50 freestyle, people stood up and raced so quick from the very first heat.
I think, you get the impression that they know they're going to do well, and now they're having a go, and setting a bar a lot higher than they have had it before.
Yeah, and I've never witnessed this pool raced in a short course environment, so I'm thinking if we've got other racers who are coming into racing it for the first time, then there must be a lot of good feeling in that water right now.
Yes, I mean we're keeping an eye all these 3 days also on the European Championships, because of course you'll be aware that there are 3 Scottish swimmers swimming in those European Championships, Hannah Miley, Michael Jamieson and Craig McAnally. But that, the standard here with the swimmers of Scotland, but also the swimmers from England, the standard is so high and very, very encouraging for everybody.
Well, I've enjoyed every minute of the racing so far, and I'm very much looking forward to the finals of those events. But racing's not done for the day yet. We're only halfway through.
Well, stick with us. We're going to pack up for a little while, but we're back on again this afternoon, and then again tonight for the final. So hopefully we'll speak to you again very soon. Thank you very much.
2013 was great, but I'm getting ready to make 2014 even better.
It'll be a great night just to catch up, relax, and as a swimmer actually get to dress up and look normal.
And then a chance to see lots of people from all around different parts of swimming and have a good evening with them.
The awards ceremony was fantastic, with most people turned out ever, so years to come it's just going to get bigger and bigger.
Tickets for the Scottish Gas National Open Swimming Championships are on sale now.
The wait is over.
Buy your tickets at ticketmaster.co.uk/Scottish Swimming or phone 08 444 999 990.
Come down to the Tallcross International Swimming Centre to come see me and more than 700 other swimmers compete.
The Scottish Gas National Open Swimming Championships, Tallcross International Swimming Centre, 3rd to the 6th of April 2014.